Dallas Cowboys on 3. Make it loud. 1, 2, 3. Dallas Cowboys.
Snap back to Prescott. He's going deep. Down the right side. Over the shoulder for Bryant. Perfect. All the way down and around the 25-yard line of the Eagles.
The right kind of guys here. High standards. Work your ass off every day. High accountability. Okay? And then it shows up on Sunday.
Out of the gun, back to Dak. And he's taking another shot in the end zone. It does! Left side of the end zone. Touchdown, Dez Bryant. Looking lit out. Starts up the middle. Now he pulls it back. Now he peels around left. Now he throws it in the end zone. Jason Witten. Touchdown. Cowboys win.
You love him or you hate him, but you will tune in and turn in to see what people are saying about him. That's why they call America's team.
How about this, Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys? How about them? It's another week in the books. OTA's in the book, another week in the book.
Yep, week 2 done.
I'm getting excited because now I know training camp is right around the corner. What's up, all the Cowboy fans out there? I know y'all been checking out the training camp, OTAs. Guys have been looking good. We talked about them last week. Switzer has been awesome. Before we jump into anything else, I'm Big Game James.
I'm JK.
Producer G is back there cooking it up, cooking it up like he always does. And it's another week closer.
Yep. Thanks to everybody that jumped in early. We got a few people watching already.
All right, we appreciate that.
Welcome
to come in the Silver and Blue Nation.
We are the Silver Blue Nation.
Silver and Blue Nation. Appreciate all the fans out there. Appreciate anybody who tunes in to us to listen to some good Cowboy talk. That's what we try to bring. Try to bring a little expertise to it, and just try to open the door and break down the Cowboys, what everybody's been waiting for.
Forgot to put my shirt.
Yeah, put your Cowboy shirt on. Look at you over there slipping. So he got to jump out the picture because he don't know what's going on. What's cracking, big dog? What's up, Davion? What's up, Dino? What's up? Appreciate y'all. He's coming back in with his. Oh, he got the run easy E. Right, got the run easy E.
Yeah, man. They AC busted, so I was trying to keep the shirts to a minimum for a second there.
Yeah, it's hot in here.
Lights is kind of hot.
Lights is hot. It's hot up in here. It's hot outside, but I like the heat. You know what I'm saying?
I'll see that little bit of the inner thigh, too.
Yeah.
Get a glimpse.
Yeah, catch a little bit of it. But
business casual.
Excited, like I said, about the future of the Cowboys. Some interesting news. We're going to talk about a few topics out here. Talk about Chaz Green. Possibly some left guard, which that's not going to happen. I seen him play the position like twice in practice, and he looks totally awkward.
That's probably going to have to be Cooper or Bell, just the way they performed.
I got the little list, so we'll be able to go through. Emmett Cleary, if you don't remember him, Emmett Cleary, he played last year. We picked him up last year off the practice squad to play a little bit for us. They like him at the guard spot as well. Zeke's new commercial, got a new shoe coming out. We posted on the page. Make sure you check it out. The shoe looks hot.
Yeah,
we're
that's
going to
on
talk
the Facebook
about
page.
Your friend, Nolan Carroll, your dear friend, your guy who you love to hate. It was some interesting.
I don't really hate him. I just have no reason to like him.
Okay.
Put it that way.
Well, he's in the news, so
I might have some facts to back it up later.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan.
Hopefully, you have some facts to back that up.
We'll see.
Whole bunch of topics. DeMarcus Lawrence was in the news. Actually, I had an article about him. Make sure you check out this upcoming blog. I got an article about DeMarcus Lawrence. Is it a put up or shut up year with him? I think it is, because he's jumping in the news saying he's a 10-sack guy. He's not a 1-sack guy. Well, to me, he's got to prove it, because in 3 years you only have 9 sacks. So if you're a 10-sack guy and you have 9 sacks in 3 years, you got to prove it to me. And to me, I'm not hating on you. It's just you're talking about it. It's time to do it, because it's your last year on your rookie deal. If you don't do it, I don't see you back with the Cowboys.
He's getting Morris Claiborne status with that. Like, you just, we like you. You're young. You're athletic. We see potential in you, but you haven't done it yet. Potential. I think it was Gruden always said potential just means you haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
So if you haven't done it yet, contract we tried 4 years, man. Like I said, like Claiborne, he just didn't meet the standards of the team. We're going to move on. It's time to move on.
Right, and they gave him another year deal, but as you saw, it didn't work out.
They could do that with Lawrence, but I don't know if they're going to, just because, like you said, 9 sacks in 3 years? That's not going to cut it.
It's not the production.
He needs to be 10 a year at least. Like, he should be a stud.
If we moved up in the draft and gave away 2 picks and got you with the 34th pick in the second round, he doesn't have, like, let's say, a Charles Tapper status. Well, before I say anything else, appreciate you. It's 98 days. We're going to talk about this guy, 98 Crawford. I got his contract. A lot of people ain't liking that. 98 days. We appreciate you. We hit 5,000 likes.
Football.
5,000 likes for the page. That's for everybody out there.
5,000 likes.
Anybody who liked the page, we appreciate that. 5,000 likes in like 2 months is pretty awesome. So we're just trying to get bigger and better.
Yeah, we got see if we can get that push for 10. We might be able to do something for the fans if we can get to 10.
We got some
Soon.
things coming up for the fans.
Tell your friends.
We're trying to be the unofficial page for the fans.
Unofficial
got
fan
some
page.
hype
Let's get on
things
there.
coming up.
YouTube, Sports Fanatics, Sports Network,
EB Sports.
Just get everywhere. Share it all.
Check us all out.
Yep.
So
Make it happen.
So we already got a question out here with Jeffrey.
up,
Dino
Jeffrey?
says there's a short video of OTAs. Dude look good. Yeah, he looks good. Like I said, practice you look good.
Yeah.
But I'm not talking about practice. We ain't
practice.
talking about
Come on,
practice. We talking about them real games. What
ones
is
you bleed
DeMarcus
for?
Lawrence going to look in them real games? Because I've seen a lot of games where he gets very close to the quarterback. The Minnesota game in particular, there was 3 times where he was right there hitting Sam Bradford when he was letting the ball go. But those have to come into sacks. Just like we're down on Tyrone Crawford because he always gets there, but his contract says he should be getting there more. He's making $10 million a year.
You talking about Collins?
No, Crawford.
Oh, I thought you were
Tyrone,
talking about Charles Tapper.
No, Tyrone Crawford's
I thought you were
next
talking
3
about Tapper.
years.
I'm like, wait a minute, he didn't play last year.
No, Tyrone Crawford.
My bad.
His contract says you should be getting more sacks, and for
Yes.
DeMarcus Lawrence to get that contract, you have to produce. And when Tyrone Crawford got that contract, he has not produced the numbers. I mean, he's got 4.5 last year. Malik Collins beat him out, and he's making like $800,000 a year.
Yep.
Tyrone Crawford is making $10 million.
Yeah, where's your value at?
So
see it.
there it is. So we'll see. So what's up to everybody just tuning in? How do I feel about Charles Tapper? I don't know. He's the great unknown. I don't know what to feel about him. All I can do is go on his tape from Oklahoma. I can't say what he is or what he isn't. He had the back surgery, which we already talked about as a red flag already.
Yeah, I'll ask you a question. I mean, why do you think everybody's so excited and just like Jalen's going to come out and be a beast, and then everybody's so concerned about Tapper when they were almost? I mean, I wouldn't say he was as hyped coming out of Oklahoma, but he's a stud, and everybody's hyped on him. But everyone's like myself, I'm concerned with it because it's a back injury. Like I should be with Jalen Smith's knee, but being a nerve injury. But I feel very confident in Jalen Smith coming back, and I have a little bit more concern about Tapper just because of the back injury. Do you feel the same way or have?
I don't even. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't feel good about Jalen Smith. I have the great optimism like everybody else has, but to me, that's a nerve, and when a nerve is dead and a nerve is regenerating in a knee, it can look good in practice action. But when you're playing live football, playing against players, they said you can play with a brace, but I've never heard of anybody playing with drop foot.
Right.
I've never heard of anybody ever playing and being successful playing with drop foot in the NFL. These are the excuse me, these are the top players in the league, and you have drop foot. So I'm concerned about that. I'm concerned about Tapper because just like with DeMarcus Lawrence, we've seen with him when he had the back injury last year, he played in 9 games, only started 3, had 5 games where he didn't even register a tackle, only had 1 sack. So it is a pause in my eyes that is Tapper really going to do it? I don't know.
Which one do you have more concerns with coming back from the injury?
I'm gonna say Jalen Smith more because drop foot. I've never seen anybody play with drop foot. I've seen people come back from back injuries and still be successful in the league. So that gives me, and he had it all his life, and then now it just happened to show up.
Just happened to find out,
and you find out it's better to get taken care of.
It's almost
now.
one of those things like, dang, I wish I would have found out, but glad he did. Hopefully, it is taken care
Well,
of.
this might have been just a hereditary problem, and now that's
It's
done,
fixed, and
and
now
you may
maybe
never
he
see
can
it
go
again.
another step further. Maybe
Exactly.
his back's even stronger now.
Right, you
That
may
could be-
never see it again. Whereas
Yeah.
Jalen Smith, that's drop foot. You don't know what's going to happen with that foot. You don't know what's happening on that knee. What if a football helmet hits that knee? That's a
He might
major
not feel
that's a major concern though.
He might not feel it.
That's a major concern. So that's something that I'm gonna
What's
look
up,
at.
Jesse?
Yeah.
And I hope so, Michael. I hope he is a beast.
I mean, I hope he is too.
He's
That's
got
what,
all the numbers and all the potential, and I want to see it. It's coming up. 98 days.
98 days. I mean, like I said, training camp for him is going to be huge, and preseason games. Like, I want to see him pretty much in all preseason games. I need to see him if he can play like that. But the way they're showing him, they're hiding Jalen Smith. You don't even see him in OTAs. It's like they let him practice and they don't talk about him. They're not saying anything. It's so tight-lipped. It's like, what do you really know? He's really the great unknown more than Tapper. At least Tapper is getting out there and practice every day, and you're seeing him do work. You're not really seeing anything about Jalen Smith. They're really keeping under him for wraps. So, to me, I don't know if that's, to me, concern in my eyes or optimism. I just don't know because, to me, that's still a nerve in your knee, and it's just never happened.
Yeah, I don't know why I feel more comfortable with it. I just do. Like I feel like he's going to come back from it strong. I think it's just his Facebook post and Twitter and stuff where he feels so confident in what he's saying. I mean, I got to believe a little bit of the hype. You know what I mean? The man himself feels good. Let's see him at 95%, still better than a lot of players.
80%.
You know what I mean? Even at 80%, yeah, he's still very, very serviceable NFL linebacker. So I would like to see what we can get, man. He says he's back to almost full speed and full strength.
Let's hope so.
That's scary, man. That like I said, I'm excited because we get Sean Lee moving out to the weak side. You know what I mean? That just opens things up.
But one thing I'm gonna say this before I give a shout out to the fans. What's up to Katina? What's up? Seaber's on here.
What's up, Katina?
She gave you the like on that, what you were just saying.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, like I said, I have to just see what he's going to do. That he's a great athlete, but I need to see him in these games. I need to see him in game action. That's, to me, when I see him playing in a game against live players, I don't care if it's a preseason game.
Not scared to take a hit.
Not scared to take
stuff.
a hit. If I see him going after the ball, I don't care what training camp, okay, but I need to see him in live action against an opposite team and see how he moves and plays. You'll be able to see instantly if he can play or not.
Yeah.
You'll be able to see. If you're any kind of a person who's watched football or played the game, you'll be able to see instantly, okay, this guy's going to be okay.
For me, I mean, I hate to even bring it up, but it reminds me a lot of Willis McGahee.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like when I was watching that game, you know, we all know
Thought
what
it-
happened
we thought
there.
his career was
We're talking
over.
about-
We
I
thought
thought
his
it was
career-
done.
I thought his career was
and
over.
he took a year off. He came back. That was one of the most devastating injuries I had seen. You know what I mean? I'm not old. I'm not young. So, you know, it just the fact that he can come back from something like that gives you kind of hope. And the way Jalen Smith's talking gets me there.
Yeah.
It gets me thinking he's ready to go.
I feel that.
And Tapper, like I said, they're bonding over this.
We'll see.
Hopefully both of them are coming
What
together.
expectations do you have for Tapper? Well, let me give a shout out to everybody. Say what's up. What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Jesse,
What's up,
Katina,
what's up?
what's up? Thank you for tuning in once again. We love y'all. We
I
appreciate
saw my mom
y'all.
slide in here. She
Oh,
watched.
that's real nice. I wish
I
my
need,
mom
I need
would
to
slide
watch
in.
my mouth.
My mom ain't gonna slide in.
No
Shit.
swear.
My mom,
No
my
swear
mom, you know what I'm
slipping.
saying, she'll critique. But you tell me, what are your expectations for Charles Tapper this year?
Man, I honestly, I'm not gonna have any expectations for him or Jalen Smith. You know, if they go
Well,
out there,
let's say
and what I'm gonna
sacks. Just
you're
say
saying
sacks.
what do I want out of him?
What do you want
I
out
want to
of
see, you know, at least
Realistic.
at least 6 to 8 sacks.
6 to 8.
Yep. I think he can get that.
I'm
get 6 to 8.
I'm 5.
I'd be
Because you
happy
gotta
with
look
5.
at you got to look at.
It depends
To
on
me-
how much he plays.
Well, to
But-
me, it's more pressure like with DeMarcus Lawrence because he was a second-round pick. He has to get 10 sacks. Where Charles Tapper was picked in the 4th round, you get 5 sacks from him after an injury year. That's not bad to me.
I think if he gets in and plays, he's probably gonna be a monster. So
We'll
that's
see.
why I'm
I mean,
saying,
he
like,
has the looks, but as you
Right.
said, it's a wait and see. We just don't know.
Right.
We're going off the tape.
So like, honestly, I'm gonna go in there not expecting much out of him or Smith.
What up, Trey?
I don't want to see anything happen to him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, if they don't perform, you know, we've got a very good reason why. Injuries. These are pretty serious injuries.
Right.
If they go out there and explode.
If they go out there and explode,
I'm
it's a wrap.
expecting that.
If,
you know
they,
what I mean? Like,
if they go out and
but-
explode, it's a wrap.
But I don't know. I just want to be safe. You know, no expectations from them. I just want to see them play.
Right.
And I think if they play, they're going to play well.
I think so. Now, me and G were talking about Tapper. We think he might be the grungy, grimy guy. Like you seen. Remember when you were seeing Ed Reed with the nappy hair? Just looked crazy. He just looked like a hood dude. I think Charles Tapper brings that hood side. I don't know if y'all understand what I'm saying, but people who really understand what I'm saying, there's a hood type cat out there, and he just seemed like with the grungy beard, he just seems like he's an animal. It seemed like he could be an animal that's waiting to be unleashed. I hope that's what it is about him. What I see, I hope that he's that fierce guy. I don't mind. I don't need him to play the whole game. We can start with Irvin. I'd rather see Taco Charlton and those guys start and have him come in as a pass rush specialist.
Hopefully
Now,
Irvin
he
can get
did
back
hold
in.
the line down at Oklahoma. He wasn't a pass rusher at Oklahoma. When he played defensive end, he was more stopping the run. He was holding and setting the edge.
There's
He
just going to be
wasn't
so
a lot
many
of
other
pass
people
rush.
around him. He's going to be drawing one-on-ones, and I think he's going to be strong enough to get through a lot of that.
What's up, Joe? Just like to say what's up.
What up, Joe? What up, Trey? Didn't see you jump in here.
Yeah, I would love to see Jalen Smith with 5 sacks. But like I said, to me, it's a wait and see. I need to see him on the field. Before I say anything about Jalen Smith, I'm not saying anything about Jalen Smith anymore until I see him play against the Cardinals. If he plays against the Cardinals, then I'm excited.
And
If he's
that
playing-
potential starting lineup is going to be
a potential lineup is
what?
ridiculous.
We got what? Sean Lee. Is he
Sean
going weak
Lee-
side or is he going strong?
No, Sean Lee is going to stay of the week.
He's going
Damian
weak.
Wilson is going to
He's
be
gonna
the strong.
and then
now,
Jalen Smith at the middle just tearing up.
Now, if you listen to Brian Broaddus, not to pump myself up, folks, but Brian Broaddus, when I wrote the article about Damian Wilson, I said he's a heat-seeking missile. I said has one of the best closing speed on the team. When if you saw what Marinelli was doing last year toward the end of the year, when he was sending Damian Wilson on them blitzes, he was coming in there fast, strong, and hard.
On
And
good angles.
good
lines.
angles. Now sometimes he overruns angles as far as when he's running, when the running back
Because he's
does
good
cut
in a
back
straight line.
because he's going so hard.
Yep.
He needs to learn how to contain. But Brian
You
Broaddus
also
said
don't wanna
it
see
as
him
well.
slow down.
You don't want to see him slow down. Brian Broaddus said himself. he's got the best closing speed on the team out of anybody. He's saying that over Jalen Smith or anybody.
Well, wait till Jalen Smith gets out there. It's going to be different. We're going to see a lot of him swipes, hopefully.
So that's a guy who, and we're going to talk about contracts. His contract will be up not in 2017. I think his is 2019. He's got one more year on his deal. But we're going to talk about some contracts too, because we just got $20 million in cap. We're going all over the place, but there's so much stuff to talk about. Let's talk about your guy, Nolan Carroll. Let's talk about Nolan Carroll, because this is your guy. Tell me why you don't like Nolan Carroll. You said you had some stuff for me. Tell me.
So we figured it out. I mean, it all comes down to money. That's the only thing I can really figure out. I went through and looked at stats on all three of them, their best years. You're looking at an average pretty much between three of them, about 11 pass breakups and an interception every year. So, like, they're all the same people. You tell me you don't like Morris Claiborne, Brandon Carr. They're done. They're washed out. Why we pick up Nolan Carroll? His best year he had was not that impressive.
What was it?
It was got him down here at 11 pass breakups and 3 interceptions.
That's not bad for 1 year, 3 interceptions in a year.
Well,
that's not.
I mean, that was his best year out of the 8 interceptions he has in his 9-year career or 7-year career.
Right, and that's not a lot of interceptions in a 7-year career, 8-year career,
8-year career.
8 interceptions in 8 years. That's not a great. And you had 3 interceptions in 1 year. So
Brandon Carr had 15 and 9.
Okay,
and he had not with the Cowboys, with the Chiefs. He had 25 pass breakups in 1 year. He didn't live up. I think he was like 7, 8, 9 pass breakups a year with the Cowboys. It wasn't anything spectacular, but they're stat wise they're all the same. That's why it's like, oh great, we brought in Nolan. Nobody's excited about it, but he's going to start. It's just like having Morris Claiborne and Brandon Carr there.
Okay,
because Morris Claiborne, he played almost his full rookie season. He had 12 pass breakups and an interception. We're all about the same person. It comes down to versus Brandon Carr, you're saving about $2.5 million on the contracts they signed with their respective teams this year, and about $2 million for Morris Claiborne.
Well, but if you look at it, you just said it yourself. That's probably why we have a Nolan Carroll.
I mean,
we don't have an option. It's a cheaper option. They're around the same age. Brandon Carr and Nolan Carroll are both 30 years old.
Right.
They're about the same height, same size. They play about the same. They're dependable. You're going to have them on the field. So if we're going to have that same player, why not get somebody cheaper? And like we talked about before, people were tired of seeing Brandon Carr and Morris Claiborne. You're not playing. We gave Claiborne one more chance. When we signed him to that 1 year deal, we gave him one more chance. And what happened to him?
Healthy.
You were hurt again.
He was showing out.
He was showing out, but you
when
missed 9 games.
Right.
And then in the playoff game, when we really needed you, when you sat out them 9 games, you got hurt again and missed the whole second half. So we can't depend on you. We're moving on. When you look at Barry Church, the reason why we got rid of him is because, yes, you having over 100 tackles a year, but as a strong safety, are you making an impact on the team? We could get somebody cheaper in the draft and do the same exact thing that you're doing and pay him less money.
I like the rookies better than Carroll pretty much at this point, because like we know what we're pretty much going to get out of him, and it could be even worse. I don't think he's going to get better coming here. Like I just don't see him getting 20 pass breakups and 3 interceptions this year.
Who's that?
Carroll.
No, I mean I don't see it either. But
he can prove me wrong. I'm not mad if he does, but I don't expect much. I don't think he'll be starting long.
I don't think anybody really expect. If anybody really expects a lot of production out of Nolan Carroll, I think that's really just ridiculous in my eyes. He hasn't never really proven it, but what he does give us the right now is veteran leadership. Even though he did have the DUI, which we're talking about now. Let's be honest, folks. I'm not saying it's right. He came from his, I think his pre-Cowboys party, and he, was intoxicated. The first time he's ever been in trouble. I looked in his background. It's the first time he's ever been in trouble. I don't think he's a troublemaker. He came back to the team. He apologized. I believe that he does want to be a leader, and I don't think he's a bad spot for right now, because he could get beat out. And Rob Marinelli, and we have shown that if you're playing good, Anthony Brown, 6th round pick, you're going to play. And if you're making plays, if Awuzie, if Jordan Lewis, and
that's what I was. I don't think if you start like those rookies,
those guys are going to push you.
We want those guys on the field, and I think a lot of them are going to push for a spot, and that's exactly what's going to happen. I don't think we said he was a body to begin with, and when we look at it, it's literally a money.
It's
spot.
A money thing.
He's a body that was $2 million cheaper, and you're going to get the same thing hopefully out of him. What if Brandon Carr goes off and does Terrence Newman things and plays for another 6 years at not an elite level but a serviceable level?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not even worried about that. If Brandon Carr doesn't good, just like when Terrence Newman left. When Terrence Newman left us and he did good with the Bengals, and now even with the Minnesota Vikings, he's still playing at a good level.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, why couldn't you do that with Dallas? But at the same time, I'm not mad, because after a certain period of time, players just need to leave the organization and go somewhere else. And that's the situation to me with all the 4 guys that we just lost is a situation where everybody's tired of seeing you guys.
We
don't
tried
wanna,
it.
We
was an
tried it.
experiment.
We tried the experiment. We tried to re-sign you. We tried to bring it out of you, and you're bringing the same results. We need something better. We need turnovers. We need excitement. We need guys who are playmakers. Those guys that we had in the back end were not playmakers. The only person that may have been a playmaker was Morris Claiborne, but he has proven he can't stay healthy. So why are we going to keep signing you guys to another 2-3 year deals when you're going to keep giving us the same kind of production?
I could have seen him sign, Claiborne to a 1 year deal and probably getting him for like $4 million. I see him going and get 5 from the Jets, and that's why he's there.
I mean,
you know what I mean? Like I'm not mad at him. I hope he stays healthy. I want him. Trust me, I was his biggest fan when we got him number 6. I was like, that's exactly what we needed to do. We need to get up and get a shutdown corner, blah, blah, blah. He's wearing a cast on his wrist.
The first, that was the alarm. That was the first alarm for me. When I heard he had a pre-wrist injury, that was the thing that, here we go. This guy going to be injury prone. And then you saw how it affected him whenever he got hurt. It affected his play. Like whenever he's healthy, in the right frame of mind, he can play good. He's a good cornerback. He's
Sieber dropping knowledge.
What's that?
He's in the room. What's up, Sieber?
Yeah, I mean,
he said Newman was lucky to have Don Zimmer, and he was.
I mean, we had Don Zimmer.
I know.
I mean,
and guess who we don't have anymore?
Exactly.
Our defense was good.
But you see what Don Zimmer did. He went to the Bengals when he was their defensive coordinator. Who'd he snatch up? Terrence Newman.
And then he went to Minnesota.
Terrence Newman. He knows who he is. He knows what he's going to bring to the table. I don't know. Sometimes it's just the scheme with Dallas, or is it Jerry Jones over top of people where you can't coach like you want? I don't know.
It seemed like when Newman was there, our safeties couldn't cover anybody.
We got Roy Williams.
There was too much of that confusion in the backfield. Nobody knew which way to go. Right.
I mean, Roy Williams was a great hitter, but when he had to really play the center field, he was terrible.
Yep, could not do it.
And I love Roy Williams. I'm not going to bash Roy Williams. I love Roy Williams, but he couldn't cover, and that's just facts.
Facts being dropped by Big Chain James.
Check out the
Big Chain James.
Yeah, Carr was a bust with us. Check out the chain. We'll be on Sports Fanatics on the next show. We got some more stuff coming too, so we all trying to be chained up, cowboyed up, doing our Cowboys thing. Now, a few things I want to discuss. We talked about Chaz Green. What's the offensive line going to look like? La'el Collins playing right tackle. I seen Chaz Green when he was lining up at left guard, and he looked terrible. He looked absolutely out of place. So I don't care what Jason Garrett is saying, that he can play anywhere. He came in, and he was pretty much a tackle his whole career at Florida. He was a tackle with us the whole time. I don't even know why they're doing that. I think the only reason why was because Jonathan Cooper was sitting out there playing Emmett Cleary, who played a little bit with us last year, were sitting out. Don't put Chaz Green at guard, please. Don't ever do that.
I think they're just maybe looking at him as like a swing lineman, swing tackle. But he can play.
I don't want to see him at guard.
If we're seeing him at guard, we're in
bad
trouble.
Shape,
and we don't want to see him at tackle or guard.
I would rather see him at tackle. He didn't do too bad. Well, we got La'el Collins out there.
That's what I'm saying. That means somebody's hurt. I don't want to see him.
That's fine. I don't. Them moving La'el Collins. I'm obviously that looks like that's the decision now. And have you seen La'el Collins? He's freaking huge.
He's a freaking bulldozer.
He's freaking huge. Like I seen him in the training camp, OTAs. He's gigantic.
I say he has the potential to be our best offensive lineman.
He can be like an Eric Williams,
the best offensive lineman on our line. And you
better than Zach Martin.
You know what kind of statement I'm trying to throw out there? Like,
yeah,
I think he could potentially, if he can stay healthy, he could be the best offensive lineman on the Cowboys line right now.
I mean, we'll see.
But I hope
he's huge.
I don't know if right tackle's the spot for him. It might have been better left guard.
Well, the good thing about it is if his feet, he played tackle at LSU. So if his feet, it's not a big deal. Like you have to have really good feet to play left tackle.
Yeah, right.
At left tackle, you have to have great feet. Right tackle, you can get away with. Look how many times. I mean, we had Doug Free. Come on, I'm not hating on Doug Free.
You know how easy it's going to be for them to run the ball off the right side.
That's what I'm saying. What element he's going to bring?
And then he's going to be 10 yards downfield, just plowing over little dudes.
He's going to be next to. He's going to be next to what? Zach Martin. Come on.
And have a tight end covering him half the time.
Come on. That's gonna be good. If Rico Gathers can block, or I mean even Jeff Swain,
he better be able to block. That boy's huge. He better be able to block.
I mean, we got so much to talk about. Did you see the OTAs we showed where where Dak threw it to him over the middle and Rico caught it? Byron Jones looked like a little kid compared to him.
Oh no, I did see it. Yeah,
he slam dunked it like ease.
I was like,
if we're seeing that in the games. First of all, like we talked about last week, when he boxed somebody out, how are you stopping that?
Yep. No, he's so big, dude. It's incredible. And there was an article talking about how he is right behind Jason Witten, learning everything. He's eager to learn how to block. And Jason Witten said he's learned a lot in this past year, and if he continues to be eager and want to learn like that, it's gonna be scary. And that's one of the keys, I think, to signing Witten to a 4-year deal.
That was a leadership.
That was
retire with us, groom him thing.
Groom him,
because if this kid can, I mean, Witten was never fast. Okay, so
No.
Witten was never a fast
No.
guy, but if
Still
he can
isn't.
learn how to run routes, if
That's
he
why
can
he's
learn
so
how
consistent, is because he runs routes.
He
and
runs
that's why he
routes.
doesn't have to be fast.
he don't have to be fast.
That's
I mean,
why
we've
he's played
seen
for
NBA
15
players, we've seen Jerry Rice. When you learn the technical parts of the game, guys who are really smart and the pros who play 15, 16 years, or the guys they mentally switched their game. Physically, 8 years I could do this. Now 9, I can't do this anymore. So let me really study the game and let me show the ins and outs how I can get open. Those are the best players that go to the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Those are the Hall of Fame guys.
Those are the guys that are playing the game. That's the
Jason-
that's
that's the
what
Jason
what
Witten.
the Patriots do a lot. They put their
Exactly.
players in positions to succeed, and that's why route running is crucial. You have to be on the same page as your quarterback. I mean, you saw it a lot, unfortunately, with Romo and Dez, and even sometimes T.O., where he's throwing a back shoulder fade, and he's thinking Dez is going on a streak.
Right.
And that was where a lot of interceptions happened. People were, Romo's garbage. Romo's throwing the ball where he's supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
That's a timing play. He knows if he throws the ball up, Dez should be there. Dez runs the wrong route. It makes the quarterback look bad.
Right.
So that's why it's crucial for that to happen. We need that.
And we definitely have to have them on the same page. Now, I feel a few people, Michael says, Doug Free was fine, just got weaker, but he was a great asset. Don't bash him. I don't know about that. I'm not bashing.
I loved him as a
Cowboy
backup.
Fans,
He's kinda like
Cowboy
Chaz Green
fans,
with
let's if you get sensitive about it, I don't
Yep.
know.
I
Because
will always
can
appreciate
show you
everything
the
he did for the
numbers.
Cowboys.
I appreciate what Doug Free did, but the numbers say remember when we had Purnell, Jeremy Purnell, and he went to the Jacksonville Jaguars. He was rotating with Doug Free. Why was he rotating with Doug Free?
They didn't
because
want him
Doug
either.
Free gave up 7 sacks. He had like 5 holding penalties and 7 false starts. That was in 1 year.
There was a couple
we
nice
switched
blocks
him from
against
left
the Steelers,
tackle
the Bengals last year.
to right tackle.
Yeah,
We drafted Tyron Smith.
Yep, for a reason to replace. And I don't know. Doug Free for me, he was
He was
serviceable.
serviceable.
He wasn't a great.
We were going to
We
cut
need a better.
him.
We need somebody better down on our line because
We were going to cut him.
He was exposed as a weak spot.
We were going
And then,
to cut him.
he wasn't the worst right tackle of all time, but how many times would Zeke be 10 yards downfield?
And there's
you
a
see
holding
that yellow
penalty
flag come out. I
with
mean,
Doug
we should
Free.
probably look up the
Or
numbers
false
on that.
start.
So I just quit
He
saying it.
he led the team in penalties last year with 9.
And they were all costly. They were never in the first quarter on the first drive.
They were big runs
It was
or
always
big pass plays.
second, third. Towards the end of on drives that were stalled out. There was I think he had the big one. No, that was the huddle I was thinking about.
Well, I mean,
the Green Bay game.
like I said,
Stupid.
it all started when we had him at left tackle. People thought he was going to be an up-and-coming tackle. He got blitzed the whole year. Romo got destroyed in that Minnesota playoff game. Doug Free gave up like 3 sacks, I believe, at least 2, because Jared Allen was wearing him out. He was killing him that game. And we immediately drafted Tyron Smith, switched him to right tackle. And the whole time, we were in competition. Jeremy Purnell was rotating back and forth. We were going to cut him in 2013 unless
Yeah, it
he
was
took
close.
a pay cut.
It was close to
If
him
he
getting
didn't
cut.
take a pay cut when we re-signed him to that pretty good deal, he was getting cut. He had to take a pay cut. That's why he stayed with us. And every year, we always try to replace him. So it's not somebody hating on Doug Free. It's just the facts that he was the weakest link on our team. Did he bring leadership? Yes, but he was still the weak link. So now you have La'el Collins at right tackle. You feel better because you don't have to worry about Doug Free getting a holding call, Doug Free doing a false start. If you watch Doug Free's tape, the guy always reached with his hands. He didn't move his feet a lot. He reached. And those guys that are coming off that edge are quicker than that. And they catch you reach, they're going to pull your jersey, pull you down, and come around you. So we had to move tight ends to his side to get blocking to help Romo when he was back there.
2 tight ends.
I mean, these are just the facts. I mean, so
And that's why before the draft this year, that's why I said, if Cam Robinson or the dude from Wisconsin or whoever falls down there, do we draft him? Obviously we didn't, but that would have been scary to put a first round talent again on this offensive line. Like we filled voids we needed for sure.
I mean,
but we could have gone there because we were scared of Chaz Green or moving Collins out to tackle. We really could have drafted a right tackle, and I wouldn't have been mad. I really wouldn't have.
Well, I know one thing. I think they really think they can rebuild Jonathan Cooper from the Cardinals. He was an 8th pick in the draft,
Right.
And that's a very high pick for any offensive lineman. And I really feel they think if he can get around La'el Collins, if he can get around Zach Martin, Travis Frederick, Tyron Smith, if he can get around those players,
Build them up like they
feel
did with London McClain.
And not even that. Leary was a good player, but I think Leary played better with that line. I want to see. I'm not saying Leary's going to do bad at the Denver Broncos, but a lot of guys that play on the offensive line and they leave us, they don't really do great after leaving us. And now you have had a great team around
When you have those 3 anchors and stalwarts there, they're going to make the other 2 players on the offensive line look a lot better. And that's what's kind of like Man, you are the weak spot, Doug Free.
You're the weak spot.
You see how good they make Lyle Collins look when he's playing left guard.
Why aren't you
Right
doing
tackle
the same?
is the weak spot on our offensive line.
Right, and if we had a solid right tackle with a strong guard, left guard, now our offensive line is indestructible.
And that's why they're putting Collins out
Exactly.
there.
We
And
wanna
remember,
have
he
the
was
best-
a first-round talent at
first
right
round.
tackle.
He was a first round talent.
And he probably
fell.
would end up being a left tackle somewhere had he got drafted by a different team.
Probably
somebody
so.
would try to work with him. He might not have been the best left tackle, and then maybe got moved to guard or right tackle.
Right.
But he fell in the right spot. I think we got lucky with that one for sure.
And I like where we're heading. So
Oh, yeah.
another topic that we're talking about, like I said, I had a little article. Might as well just tell you. Make sure you check out our blogs because me and JK are going to have Silver and Blue Nation blogging. We got some more fire. Make sure you keep checking out the show. The show's going to give you fire. We're going to the Hall of Fame game. We'll be up there in a few weeks to check out some stuff. We're going to try to get to at least when the Cowboys come back from training camp. We're trying to get to Dallas. I got all my peoples there. I'm from there. A lot of people's out there. We could stay out there. We're trying to bring you everything Cowboys football. But a guy I want to talk about is DeMarcus Lawrence because he was just recently in the news basically saying that he's a 10-sack guy. He's not a 1-sack guy, and that he is going to break out and he's going to do this and that. Basically what I said in my article is, okay, you're saying that. It's a put up or shut up year, though. This is the last year of your rookie deal. We traded up. We got rid of 2 picks for you. We traded up and made you the 34th pick in the 2nd round. And in 3 years, if you're a 10-sack guy, in 3 years you have 9 sacks. You had 2 sacks in the playoff after you missed the first 8 games your rookie year. After with a broken foot, you had the 2 sacks. Everybody thought, okay, he might do something. Had 8 sacks the next year. But the first 7, 8 games, you only had 1 sack. He had that streak where he had 7 sacks in a row. So everybody's like, you're looking good. You get popped with the suspension. You had the back surgery.
Is that why you were looking good?
Now you missed. You play in 9 games. You only start 3. Like I said, you only had 5 games where you didn't even get a tackle. You only had 1 sack. To me, it's put up or shut up year. What do you think about that?
I'm thinking he might not get the playing time. We'll see. I mean, he hasn't really earned it. I mean, he's got to go in and really show out. He's a beast. He's got it. He just has to really do something this year. He's got to get close to 10 sacks. But he's got to earn the playing time. You know, if David Irving's there, you know, Taco, you know, Malik, I don't know if he's going to get too much playing time on the defensive line.
And, I mean, like I said, Benson Mayoa, he had 6 sacks last year. Forget about him.
Demontre
Moore. And from Brian Broaddus is really hyping this guy up. He really likes him. He said he's really getting after the ball.
Talking
He
about
said
Demontre Moore?
Demontre Moore. I think the kid actually may be hungry. I think he is from Texas because he went to Texas A&M. So I think he is a Texas kid. So I don't know what about you, but a lot of guys that are from Texas that play with the Cowboys, they take that really personal and they really like staying with the team. I.e. Terrence Williams, who could have went somewhere and maybe possibly made more, but he really loved playing with the Cowboys. He's from the Texas, played with Baylor. Those guys seem to play maybe better. This may be more his breakout year. And if he comes and brings the pain, DeMarcus Lawrence, if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, we're not going to sign you again. Maybe a one-year deal. But if you get like only 3 to 4 sacks again this year, DeMarcus Lawrence is not going to be with the Cowboys.
Do you think they fall for it if he gets a 10 sack year? Now we throw big money at him, or do we let him go chase his money somewhere else?
You're going to have to chase your money because we've shown that we're not going to spend the money.
Right.
I'm going to break down these salary cap numbers here in a minute, but we're showing right now that we are not spending that kind of money on people who do not produce. Stephen Jones is on top of that right now. You know, Jerry Jones was the guy who really would splurge on the big name. Stephen Jones is not doing that. We're keeping our own. We're signing our core players, and we're going to get in the draft. We're going to get inexpensive free agents that can help us maybe in stopgap spots because the draft is eventually he's going to take your spot. I.e. Norland Carroll. Your spot is eventually going to be taken.
Right.
That's why we're getting you a cheaper version of a Brandon Carr because your spot's going to be taken because that's why we drafted these guys, to prep them for you. Yep. So you're not going to be here a long time. So that's what it looks like going to be across the board. So if DeMarcus Lawrence doesn't get a 10 sack, I don't know if we do fall for it. He looks like he could be that player, but how many times have we seen him not get sacks?
10 sacks, though, I mean, do we throw the money at him and waste it, or do you think it's a waste of money, or do you think he can potentially be a 10 sack every year kind of guy?
I don't think he's a 10-sack year guy.
So I don't think we overpay for him.
I don't
think
if he starts
asking for too much money and doesn't want to take a family discount, then there's the door, brother.
I don't see him being a 10-sack guy. That's just to me. I don't know if we're going to re-sign him. If we do it, maybe a 2-year deal. It's not going to be a lot of money.
It's got to be team friendly.
It's going to be very team friendly. I just don't see him as a 10-sack guy. I think that ship has sailed with him. So I think we're moving on from DeMarcus Lawrence. We already talked about the expectations from Charles Tapper. Dez Bryant. What type of a year do we think he's going to have? I think he's going to have a really tough, strong year. I got some numbers to think. kind of prove that.
Yeah, I think we talked about it on another show, and I wasn't thinking he was going to do anything stellar. I think I'd right around 80 catches. I think what I said, under 85, which is not a bad year. I think it's just because of the weapons, the distribution, the amount of time. If we hand the ball off 400 times,
Zeke going to get more catches too.
Zeke had almost 400 touches last year. He's going to get close to that, if not more, this year.
33 catches.
You know,
You
that's a
look
lot,
at DeMarcus
man.
Lawrence. DeMarco Murray, his last 2 big years with us, 2013, 2014, he caught over 50 balls with
Yeah,
us.
wait until they're comfortable now. Dak and Zeke have got to have some sort of bond. They came in together, you know. I mean, then they're working out all. Trust me, they're going to get slick with those little screen passes. And you'll see some little flips and shovels, and you know Zeke's going to get the ball. He's just an absolute, phenomenal.
You got to
athlete.
use
you
his
have
ability.
to utilize him.
You're
Yes.
worried about wearing him out, but
So-
you almost have to.
So then you look at Dez as option number 2. A lot of times he's doubled, and you have to use him as a decoy, just because that's part of the game. And apparently if he's playing the Giants, they know what he's doing, so we can't use him, according to Janoris Jenkins. But
Yeah, well, I wouldn't believe in that.
Then you've got Beasley, who might actually be option 2.
75
he might be
catches
2B.
last year.
He's got to get his 75. He could potentially have 80, 85, 100 catch. You know what I mean? It just depends on what he does.
Right.
And then you got Switzer coming in and take a couple catches. We haven't even talked about
Terrence
Terrence Williams yet.
And Bryce Butler.
Who else?
Jason Witten.
He's probably going to get 50 catches.
Rico Gathers.
So I mean, we get Darius Jackson back. I think you can see him getting some playing time. If McFadden comes in, he's going to get some catches.
I don't think they're going after Jackson. I think they
They're-
really like
they're
that Thomas
chip
kid.
I'm
think
okay
they
with that.
like-
He's a little
yeah.
smaller, a little quicker.
I think they
more
really
versatile.
like him, and
To me, dude was like a Zeke clone. Like we said, he's not the freak athlete, the 100-meter, 110-meter hurdle champ or whatever. But stat-wise, size-wise, spark number-wise, they were about the same person.
Yeah.
Combine stats-wise. But I think they would have kept him last year. And like I said, I was disappointed they didn't. But I think that's why he's not coming back.
yeah, I think Dez. I was doing some numbers. Check these out right quick. So I look at Dez numbers. When Dez Bryant is healthy, which he's had some years where he hasn't been healthy, and we've all seen that. But when he's had his most productive years was obviously when he's played more. His 2 years where he had his best production was when he played 16 games. That was 2013, 2014. He had 93 catches in 2013, 88 catches in 2014. 93 catches, 1,320 yards, 13 touchdowns. And 2014 was his record year. He had 88 catches, 13, 20, and 16 touchdowns. And the year before, in 2012, he had 92 catches, 1,382, and 12 touchdowns. That's when he played 14 games. So the theme is this. If Dez Bryant is healthy, if he plays 16 games, he's going to get over those 85 catches.
Yep.
So that's why I think it's the over-under. When we talked about over 85, I know he's going to get over. I see like 86, 87 catches.
The only reason I'm saying it's under is just because of the weapons. And I think 80, he still puts up over 1,000 yards.
I say we feed him.
You know what I mean? I mean, I'm okay with it.
Right.
He's an animal. I mean, I want to see. He's one of those we talked about. He's one of those running backs you almost got to feed early in the game, let him get running downhill. You see it when he gets into it. He gets a little 7-yard slant. All it takes. Then he's going down and he's taking people's heads off.
Right.
And he's running downfield. He's running right with Zeke, getting blocks.
Right.
There's a couple years ago with DeMarco Murray against Packers where he ran past DeMarco Murray, sprinting down the sideline to go get a block.
He'll block.
Literally, it was like
involved.
a 60-yard run, and he ran down and past DeMarco Murray.
Especially if he is involved, he definitely will block.
You keep him in the game and little short passes. He doesn't have to score, I don't think. I think he just wants the catches.
Right.
He wants a chance to do something with the ball. You see him. He does a little too much sometimes. Won't go down. But you got to feed him.
And I totally agree. And with Dak being year 2, and Dez, I showed the video. We actually showed the video on the page. If you've seen Dez Bryant, hey, the dude looks huge. The dude looks gigantic. Did you see him when he was just talking? His arms were freaking. The dude looks.
He's ripped.
He looks ripped.
He
looks strong. He said this is the best team he's been on since 24. I mean, his best team he's been on. But he says he sees 2014 all year. He said he says he sees it all over again. If that's what he's saying, and he's healthy, if he's healthy like that, I'm telling you, ain't nobody stopping Dez when he's healthy. It's only time Dez has been when he hasn't been healthy. That's the only time he hasn't really shown. And even then, when he wasn't healthy last year, he still went to the Pro Bowl.
Right.
He still had over 10 touchdowns, and he only had 50 catches. He's a monster, and I don't care what anybody says. Now, his contract says he better have those years, because I looked at his contract now. His contract, he's making $17 million this year, $16.5 in 2018, and $16.5 in 2019. Those are big cap numbers.
Those are big numbers.
So he has to produce, or that might be where you might have to restructure your deal.
Yeah,
That's something to keep in mind.
earn your keep. I mean, you're getting paid like a top 5 receiver. Let's see you perform like one. And
I
like I
mean-
said, if he gets 80 catches, I don't think anybody's going to call it a down year for him.
It can't be a down.
It's not,
He
because-
can't have any more down years.
But if he gets 80 catches
That's not a down
and they're where they need to be, he's having a good year.
Yeah, if he-
you know what
if-
I mean? Like, the ball has to be distributed.
If
I don't
he-
think he's getting 20 catches a game. You know what I mean? It's
He's not
going to
get 20 catches a game,
So-
but still, you have to give him the ball to justify that contract.
He'll have.
that you
I think he'll
signed
have a
him
couple
for.
games where he.
I want to see
monsters,
like
you know what I
10,
mean?
11 catches in a game, 8 to
Couple
9,
times.
some 150, 170 yards,
see a
2
2
or
or
3
3 touchdown
touchdowns.
game.
That's what he has to have to justify his contract.
And you know what? I want to see it in the playoffs, like last year.
Right.
When he got the 2 touchdown game last year in the playoffs. I want to see something like that. I want to see it in week 2 or on Thanksgiving. I mean, yeah, I want to see it, but I want to see it in the playoffs.
That's what you have to
See
see.
it, big games.
Big
he needs to
games.
be big game Dez.
Big game Dez.
You can
like
give that.
Big
You can
game
give the
James.
big game nickname. You can be Big Chain James. You
Yeah,
can be
Big
Big Game
James.
Dez.
You can check it out. Yeah, he's best. That's basically, like I said, when you have these contracts, they have to justify your production. Another contract that you can bring up, Tyrone Crawford. Everybody's been mad at him. He's kind of like the Brandon Carr of the team now. Brandon Carr, when he was making $10 million a year, everybody was mad at Brandon Carr because you weren't justifying your play with making $10 million a year. When Brandon Carr took his pay cut, everybody was not as mad as Brandon Carr because that's what you needed to do.
Yeah.
Now you have a situation where you have Tyrone Crawford. If you're looking at his contract numbers for 2017, he's making $10 million this year, 9.1 in 2018, and $10 million in 2019. You cannot be getting just 4.5 sacks. And Malik Collins, who I said before is making like $800,000, is beating you and is a better player than you and plays the same position. They both played the 3 technique. The 3 technique is the most important position as far as Marinelli on the defensive line because it's the rush. It's the rush tackle. It's not that tackle like the 1 technique who holds down the center and the guard. The 3 technique is more the rush the quarterback. So that's what Malik Collins is doing, and that's Crawford's spot. The reason why they're moving Crawford up and down the line because you're not better than Malik Collins. You're playing behind him, but your contract says you have to play. You have to play because that's what your contract says, but you're not meeting the expectations. So that's another guy that may have to restructure his contract or he'll be gone with us as well because you're not making – you're a good player. I've always liked Crawford as being a good player, and I thought he could break out, but not for $10 million a year for 4.5 sacks. That contract doesn't match up to your play.
Nope. I don't think he ever really earned it, but we'll see.
I mean, he did. I mean, when he was an up and coming, when he came with us, when he played the defensive tackle, I think he had like 5 sacks. He was looking like the guy that, okay, this is the player we want. But you have shoulder injuries the last 2 years, shoulder surgery the last 2 years. You're getting 4.5 sacks. It's not matching $10 million a year. You can't make $10 million a year and get 4 sacks. You have to get 8 sacks, especially if you're rushing the passer. You have to get at least 8 sacks. And I guarantee you, Malik Collins, not going to guarantee, but I see Malik Collins being that guy getting maybe 8 to 10 sacks this year. He's going to break out.
Watch him.
So make sure you watch out for him. So that's another guy. Like I said, if you're looking at the production, that much, I don't know. Another guy who I looked at as contract-wise, because we got this cap money now, $20 million that opened up with Romo's money finally falling off. We got $16 million in dead money, and it falls off. So we're in cap heaven after
What's
this.
he count next year? Like 8 or something like
No,
that?
there's
Something
nobody else is. This is it.
And I thought Romo counted like 8.5 or
No,
something next year. Nothing
I checked
falls off now because of the post.
it falls off now.
Post June 1st.
$16 million falls off now this year. Next year, we have nothing restricting us. And if you look at our contracts, the only really big guys that we have for next year, and everybody's pretty much signed up. Tyron Smith, he makes $17 million, but he ain't going nowhere.
He'll take a cut too. He don't care about the money.
But
here's the scary
he
thing.
deserves the money.
He's one of those people that looks at football like a job, though.
Right.
So like he could do the Megatron thing to me potentially and like kind of retire early. So I think we should try to lock him up for as long as we think we can.
Tyron Smith. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He loves playing football.
Right.
But he does it as a job. He knows it's his job, and that's
Right.
why he's so good at it.
He looked like he could go running right off in the sunset at like 32 and be like, I'm done with
exactly
football.
because he looks at it as a job. He's going to make money that's going to be generational wealth for his family. Mm-hmm. When you hear him talk, he's one of those good guys. Like I think he had a little falling out with his parents because of them trying to basically take all his money and stuff. And I don't know that he's spent any of his NFL money yet.
I think he's real conservative as far as
he's
what he
real
does with his
conservative,
money.
and that's. Like I said, he approaches it like a job because that's what it is, and that's why he's so successful. Because
Right.
it's business. It's 9 to 5. It's 9 to 9 if it has to be, and he makes it happen.
And
so we need to lock him up no matter the cost. But I think he will take a little cut for us because he's
Yeah.
already done it once.
Exactly. And then if you look at, we're talking about Orlando Scandrick, get rid of him. But I looked at his contract. He's making $5 million a year. I mean, he was making less than Brandon Carr. Brandon Carr took a pay cut and was making, I think, at least $6.
Yeah, if you can get him back around like 4 or something like that, why not?
I mean, even for
Isn't
$5.
even 5.
5 is not bad for what he brings to
But
the table. So
he's almost Claiborne like me, where he needs to stay healthy.
Yes, he needs to stay
this year.
healthy
If he's
now.
not healthy, I say don't even pay him 5.
No, you don't.
Because I mean, yes, you've performed. You've been a very great Cowboy for us. You know, I mean, some great plays that I've always liked, always loved him. But
I've seen a lot of bad plays.
I've seen a lot of bad plays.
I've seen a lot of
bad
bad
plays, and I've seen a lot of injuries that, he played through a lot of them. So I'm not going to say he's a wuss or something like that. He's definitely a tough guy, but injury prone kind of.
Yeah.
So if we can't let Claiborne stay around so long, I think Skandrick's kind of getting close. It's been the past 2 or 3 years. He's been ACL, shoulder. It's getting time.
Knee, hamstring. I mean, he's 30. He's 30 now. So when
Right.
you reach that level of playing 8 straight years, and now you're 30,
It's a tough sport you're playing, man.
and you're playing in the
Even
slot.
with those pads on.
It's a tough spot.
Yeah.
I mean, I think cornerback is one of the toughest spots to play. Number one is because the receiver's coming at you and you're backpedaling. You're not running forward. You're backpedaling, trying to
And then trying to catch up to somebody running full speed half the time.
Exactly. So it's one of the toughest positions to play. So you got to give him props
Yeah.
for what he's done. But if
That's what I
you
said, with
don't,
respect, you just can't-
you can get somebody else. If you got rookies this year, you can still draft rookies
And
next
we
year.
can take a look and see at the free agents that are out there next year too. I mean, there's probably somebody that we can get for around $5 million who's gonna be better than half these guys.
We'll see.
So, there's always free agency. I hope we don't have to go that route, because if we don't have to go the free agency route for it, it means we're still drafting right, and these guys are developing the way we want to. So, hopefully, we don't sign a free agent corner next year.
I don't
Hopefully we
want
don't
to.
have to.
You got these young guys. That's what the point of us drafting them, and you can still draft again behind them. I think we do a lot of offense, especially receiver next year. I think we need a top flight receiver for life after Dez.
What
but
did you? Somebody asked. I think the question's already gone. I think down there, but somebody said something about Jeremy Maclin. Is he available right now?
I mean, he is available, but I don't think Dallas touches him. I
don't think we need him.
We don't. Why did we get Terrence Williams back? Why did we get Bryce Butler? Why did they draft Switzer? Why did they draft Noah Brown?
I think
Andy
Jeremy
Jones.
Maclin would be kind of interchangeable with Terrence Williams for me. You'd kind of play him in the same spot. I think
He wouldn't be bad for us, but
you would have done that instead of signing Terrence Williams.
exactly.
So that's why I think that's the only reason why I wouldn't say
It's not a big. He just got released.
Okay.
I just don't see why we would get him when we already have looks like a steady crop. Because to me, where is he going to play? Is he? If you sign him, he's going to start. He's been a starter in the league almost his whole career.
Yeah,
So
and
is he,
he's not a terrible receiver.
he's not a
by
terrible
any stretch.
receiver. He
He's
can still
fast.
stretch the defense.
Yeah.
Would
Runs
you?
good routes. Former
A
quarterback.
lot of people are down on Terrence Williams. I'm not. I'm not down on Terrence
No.
Williams. Everybody dogs him. But
I
he's
always
one
just
of the
dog him
few
because he
people
uses his
that's-
body, but he's always in the right
But he
spot.
makes
and
big
used-
catches.
Exactly. I just dog him because
who was the big when we play in the Detroit game and
who had the
Romo?
toe drag swag.
No, he was the one that had the catch for Romo on the 4th down.
Touchdown!
It was him that
Touchdown.
caught the touchdown. It had the toe drag swag when we played the Seattle Seahawks. It was him that had the big catch on the toe drag.
Walk the dog!
Walk the dog. He had the big
Macklin
toe
was from
drag.
Missouri.
He had the big toe drag. So he
Receiver.
play for the University of Missouri.
And
from
it is
Kansas
a
City.
reminder, I've been here when it was
why
glory
I thought
hole
he would have
days,
been
and I've
there.
been here when it what?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Michael Nelson says we don't need him. I don't think we need him. I don't understand. What's up, Antoine? What's up with you? Trouble listening. Keeps pausing. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm wondering. He says I don't know. He says that things keep skipping. We'll have to. Something's wrong with the connection.
Can y'all hear us
If
out
you
there
hear
in
us,
that
if it's
world?
coming in and out, we do apologize. The network, we're trying to fix it as we speak. So we do apologize about that. Those who are tuning in, just make sure you tune in with us.
Somebody said we sounded good earlier, so I believe him over everybody else.
That's
Y'all
what's
some
up.
liars.
Yeah, I feel you, Morris. I like Williams. I think Williams is good. I think
I do.
Williams is a good play. I mean, why is everybody down on him? I mean, he came back. He's making $4 million a year. Everybody dogs players about not having loyalty. This is one dude that saw I'm with a team. I like the team. I mean, he wasn't a first-round pick. He wasn't a first-round pick with us. I mean, I think he was like a third or
He's a
fourth.
local guy.
He's
Might
a
have been
local
second
guy.
rounder.
He hasn't did. He hasn't did bad for us. He's not a bad contract.
Very
He
serviceable
blocks.
receiver.
He makes big plays. I like Williams.
He
we don't really
owned
need
up
a
to his mistakes
He's
last
not
year,
slow.
not going out of bounds and stuff like that. And
He's
you know,
not slow.
He took that on.
He took
and
that
ran
on the
with it.
chin.
Yeah, he
and
took
then
it on the chin and ran
man,
with it. And
stop hating on Terrence
yeah,
Williams.
I like I said, my only beef with him is he doesn't use his hands, but it works. So and like we said earlier, Michael Irvin never really used his hands either. So I'm nitpicking. You know what I mean? It's just for me, it's frustrating because you play receiver, use your hands,
right? But that's not who he is. We
and it
know
never.
that's-
It's just sometimes I feel like it costs him yards because he jumps to catch balls that if he just would use his hands, he's still in stride.
Right.
But
On the
we're
slants.
getting off topic. But you know what I mean. But that's just sometimes you got to use that body when you're going across the middle so you don't get beat.
Yeah, well, like I said, to me, I don't think we mess with Jeremy Maclin because unless he wants a team-friendly deal, he's not coming to us. As I said before, time and time again, the Cowboys theory is this. We are keeping our own. We are paying our own players. We are grooming our own players. We are keeping our own farm system. We are getting in the draft every single year cheap players, and we will get serviceable free agents. We're not going to get any type of big name. We're not getting any. We're not getting any big name free agents. We don't need them. If we have look what team we have now.
Look at the
players we have right now.
Look at the players we've signed.
They're all from us
to our practice squad that we've then brought back a year later that have contributed to our team. So, like, we've done a good job of retaining those players' rights by putting them on the practice squad, too.
Right.
I mean, that happened with, like, Ron Leary. It's Rico Gathers now. Jameel Showers a couple times. He potentially is going to be playing safety.
Right.
And he actually looked pretty good.
Right.
So, see if he sticks around.
Well, but look at it like this. Look at the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is a case in point. Everybody was high on the Jacksonville Jaguars, what they did last year, right? Signing all these different players. They had all these people they got. They just got Calais Campbell. They got Barry Church from us. They signed some more players. They got a cornerback from Houston Texans, AJ. I can't remember his last name. They got all these players that they're bringing from other teams.
Right.
Right? And what did they do last year?
Big money.
Nothing.
They
were last place.
I thought they were going to be beastly last year.
Right, but you know why? Because you're getting
regress.
all these players from different teams who have formed minds, who have came from other situations, who have came from other systems, and you're trying to bring them all together in 1 year. It usually does not work.
No.
Now, you look at the Dallas Cowboys. You look at our team. We have players. Look at our team across the board as far as the offensive line, our offense. It's all Dallas Cowboys. Everybody pretty much we drafted.
Yep.
Everybody we have our own team. Pretty much our defense have we got from the Cowboys. That's why we're so good. Look how talented we are, and it's all from the Cowboys. That's the theory that we're going to keep going forward. We're not going.
We keep hitting on these drafts.
We don't need to talk about Richard Sherman or Darrell Revis or not even Jeremy Maclin. We're not going outside the box.
But that is the good thing about the way we built this team. We are potentially one of those players away. If something happens, we can plug them in if we do need them, and we should be able to get them for somewhat cheap. And
if they come cheap,
one person coming in free agency is a lot easier to adapt than you coming from the Broncos, you coming from the Chiefs, you coming from the Eagles, and then trying to come in. Now you got three people learning a new system and each other.
Right.
Now you got one person fitting in. You can kind of hide them a little bit. And if it's someone like Richard Sherman, you ain't really got to hide him.
Right, but that's just one person. But he's got to come in. But here's the thing:
it puts us in a good spot.
But we don't go after.
We need Sherman, but
we don't go after Richard Sherman. Why? Because he wants high dollar.
Right, he wants to come in for $5 million. You tell me, $7 million.
Oh, yeah,
he wants like 25.
He wants like 15 to 16 million when he comes in. We're not paying you that type of money.
No,
you come in for $5 million. We got you.
Yeah, you want to come in at like 10? I got you. I'd take him for like 2 years, $20 million. You wouldn't snag him? I would, but that's because we're in a position where we have enough cap space. We could afford.
Why lose the cap space?
But why lose it? Because we have to sign all these linemen. So I'm working my way towards talking you out of that. But yeah, same thing. We're working towards having to sign all these people. So got to make smart decisions. I think that's going to be one of them.
And next year is one of the first years that we really don't have to pay anybody because pretty much everybody signed up for next year too. So we got another
Martin's coming up. I think we're going to get that done probably.
We got that
before
money
the season or
we'll
after.
get that done before the season. Anthony Hitchens is an unrestricted free agent. I don't think he's not going to come in. He's not going to get huge money. It's a key year for David Irving because he's a restricted free agent.
Right.
But with the 4-game possible suspension, he has to ball out to even justify him getting any big money. Or we're just going to hit him with another 2-year deal as well.
Yeah, I can see him getting another little 2-year deal, but it's not going to be anything crazy either because you got to stay on the field and not be an idiot, not get caught doing stuff that's on the banned list, even if it is in your supplements.
And
so we know better than that.
You know better, and if it's a contract type year for you, you should definitely know better not to do something like that because now you cost yourself possibly more money for you.
Right? That's not smart.
That's just not a smart
move. Don't put yourself
move.
in bad positions like that.
But as like I said, if you look at the guys that when we're coming around, we're keeping our own people, we're signing our own players, and like I said, when that dead money of $16 million falls off, we had 93 players signed up for 2017, only 66 signed up for 2018. So that lets you know that guys are going to probably be gone because everybody on our offensive line, the backups, are all on 1-year deals. Jonathan Cooper's on a 1-year deal. Byron Rebell, Cleary, and Joe Looney. All those guys that are fill-ins are all on one-year deals. So that tells you right there, we're not trying to keep you guys. We're just trying to keep you guys for backups in case something happens.
Why draft next year is probably receiver and offensive line.
Receiver and offensive line.
And you sprinkle in some defense
Exactly.
in there. Just fill in. Probably if
And
there's
that's how
a
you
stud
can-
defensive end somewhere around, I bet they take him.
But that's how you stay good.
Yep.
You see what I mean?
you just pick and pick.
That's how those
been great
teams
past
like the
couple years.
Seattle Seahawks and those guys are good because they already are looking toward the future. They're not looking to get the big name guy who's already 28 years old. You
Right.
get what I'm saying? Like when we get these rookies, like when we got the Jordan Lewis and Awuzie and Woods and who's the other guy? Marquez White. Those guys are all rookies. So basically it's like a mold of clay. You can mold those guys because they don't have bad habits.
all at the same time.
All at the same time. They don't have the bad habits. They're coming fresh from
probably
college.
staying the next
They're
door over in the
eager to-
dorm right now,
They're eager
like-
to learn. Whereas if you bring a guy who is a Richard Sherman or Darrell Revis, they've played in the league 8-9
They're
years.
not going to talk to them kids or groom.
They're not trying to
I mean,
groom
they might.
them.
I don't
They
know.
might,
You
but
don't know
they're about
personally.
getting their money now. They're about trying to get championships and get their money.
Right.
Not everybody's going to come to be a teacher. You get what I'm saying?
I
So
think
that's why you leave those guys alone.
I think the Roy E. Williams and the like T.O. experiments kind of just leave bad taste Jerry Jones' mouth free agency deals.
They were bad deals, and
You
we
know,
always
I mean-
get burned. Joey Galloway.
Yeah.
I mean,
That
we
was
gave
bad
up
one, too.
two
That one kinda hurt.
picks. Didn't we give up 2 first-rounders for him, too? Joey Galloway at the time?
The
In
Roy
the first-
Williams one
in his
was the
first
worst,
year,
man.
he
Like,
blew out his
that
knee.
one hurt. I really
That
don't
one
think-
hurt.
I was like, you might not ever see a trade from Jerry Jones again after that because he
Well,
was
we've
swing
got-
and a miss, man. That was
Well, the
bastard.
Cars deal basically ended everything.
and that ended the free agency for
That ended the free agency thing. When we
Yep,
got
so
burnt by
no more
Brandon
trades,
Carr,
no more free agency,
no more
and
trades.
Since those two incidents,
We're not doing it. No
how
more.
we've been drafted, man. No.
Exactly. So I mean, that's what we're kind of looking like going forward. I mean, even look at Sean Lee's deal. I don't think his deal is a bad deal. Sean Lee's making $7 million this year, $11 million in 2018, $10 million. But I feel like his play kind of justifies it because 145 tackles. I think you're earning your money. Whereas DeMarcus
lot of
Lawrence
tackles.
or Tyrone Crawford, you're making $10 million. You're getting 4 sacks. Sean Lee is getting $11 million. He's getting 145 tackles.
And he's one of the. I think he's restructured his contract a couple times. He's one of the best linebackers in the league, and could be definitely asking for more money. So, he's got DeMarcus Lawrence got to step up. You don't deserve Sean Lee money and not put up Sean Lee numbers.
Exactly. So what's up, fans? We listening to y'all
What's
out there.
up?
Throw some questions out for us. We had some good topics. We can still talk about some more things, but tell us what y'all feeling about these guys out here. I like our secondary too. Bring us some questions out here. Tapper, Smith,
Some Q&A. Let's go.
Q&A. Throw some questions out here for us. Tell us what y'all think about some people out there. Like I said, the OTAs have been out there. I'm just really excited. I'm ready for the season to start. As I said before, if we don't have injuries, we're going to monster teams this year. It's the only thing that's going to stop us.
It's one of those weird things where 52 equals 6.
I mean, we get that.
That's it.
We get that championship this year, and there's nothing going to be able to say anything to me.
Right? I would love it just to hear everybody shut up.
I just want everybody to shut up.
I mean,
I'm tired of
I
everybody
love
talking
how
about
people
the 20-year thing.
Oh, you're a Cowboys fan. You've been a fan since the Super Bowl. Yeah, but that means it's been 20 years. You talk about it's been 20 years. I've still been a fan.
Exactly.
What you talk about?
Right. So Dino jumps in there. He says, thinking about our defense, our linebackers make me nervous outside of Lee. Now,
True. I'm with you, Dino.
Last week we talked about. I feel like we need linebacker help. That's why Daryl Washington was, to me, is still an option
mentioned.
for us. He
Yep.
was mentioned. Some other linebackers may be out there. Cuts happen during training camp at the end of the year.
Yeah,
right
they're
before
only
the
doing
season.
one cut this year too. They're not going down like
Yeah,
the 70. They're going straight down
I
to the
think
53 or 52.
I think they're cutting all that cuts out. But I like Damian Wilson. I think y'all really need to see. Damian Wilson is going to be a very good player.
I think
for us.
Hitchens will have a decent year for us.
Hitchens is
too.
going to be good for us. I think the only thing I worry about is depth.
Yes.
With us, we had a guy on there. I think it was Nacho or Nocho. He came from Wyoming. Check the page.
Waka. I think it was
yeah.
Lucas Waka.
Lucas Wacha. Waka Flocka. Check him out. He looked.
Waka
He,
Flocka
he,
linebacker.
he and we still have the guy from Wyoming too. The guy Mark. I can't remember how to say his name. Narocha. He's been
In Chesney or something. I don't know.
Chezzy. He's been with us the last 2 years, but he's just been injury prone. I agree with you, Dino. I think we need more linebacker depth.
I say
and
wait
we can't
till-
rely on Jalen Smith's knee.
Wait till these cuts are over, and then you'll see we'll probably pick up a cheap body, somebody similar to the Rolando McClain role, but probably not him. But it really might end up being Darrell Washington, dude. If he's around, I could see him really doing. Like I said, I'm not mad if they do it. I just prefer they found someone else. But he's been out of football for too long for me.
Definitely. So Trey comes with, who is going to be the first rookie to crack the starting lineup? Woo, that's a tough one.
Just overall, you're talking about DBs,
DBs. It's to me, it's a toss-up between Awuzie and Jordan Lewis.
Do you consider your starting slot corner a starter?
Right.
I mean, if you start in a nickel and he comes out.
Because I don't see Jordan Lewis come out on the outside. I think Awuzie. I'm going to say
Awuzie replaces Carroll?
I think Awuzie replaces Carroll. And I think they keep Carroll there. And then slowly but surely, you'll see Jordan Lewis creeping up there, especially when they go with the 4 sets. Jordan Lewis is going to be there.
You think
but let's not
Lewis
watch out for
slot only?
What if Woods comes on so strong? What if Woods comes on so strong and makes?
Do you think he's a corner?
I'm saying safety. What if he pushes Byron Jones?
Or he'll push Byron. I think he would push JJ or
Jeff Heath.
Jeff Heath.
We'll see.
I was about to call him JJ Heath.
But I think Awuzie is going to be the first guy to crack the rookie lineup, just because I think that's what they want. I'm telling you, this is my personal opinion. I think Awuzie is going to safety. When I watch Awuzie play, he just looks like more safety to me. I don't know why.
I was going to say, that's why I think that's a good answer, is because he has the potential to play corner or safety, so he has the potential to start at 2 spots.
Yes.
So he's probably going to get the nod first.
He's going to get the nod because of his draft status, too.
Yeah. Drafted him, second round high. Jordan Lewis might earn it.
And
what happens if Marquez White just wants to go in there and fight and earn it? What if he ends up on the outside?
It could happen.
He could end up on the outside, and Jordan Lewis could be in the slot, and you could have Awuzie at safety.
I think Awuzie gets the first crack, though.
What if they all start at the same time?
Man, that'd be crazy.
So you get like 3 of them back there.
That would be ridiculous if that happened.
I mean, I'd be kind of worried a little bit, but we're not that far away from that happening.
But I would be excited about the possibilities.
Yeah, that's not out of the realm of possibility. I wouldn't say it's. I think Awuzie could end up starting at safety. I really do. I think
I'm telling you, I think Awuzie is going back to safety. I keep looking at him.
Woods to be
he
there.
looks like a safety to me. I don't know what it is, but he just looks like he's going to transition to safety. I don't know if he has those hips like a Jordan Lewis. I don't know that. He looks a little stiff. I'm not hating on him.
Like elite,
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. He just looks. He looks like more of a safety to me.
Yep.
That's what Awuzie looks like to me.
Yeah.
So
I
would
like to see Woods get there eventually and get the safety spot, and then have Awuzie, Jordan Lewis and Anthony Brown. Man, that'd be a solid defensive back.
Right. And comedian Cuz, what's up? He says, who should play middle linebacker? Yeah, Jalen Smith. Jalen Smith is going to be the middle linebacker. Sean Lee is going to be the weak, and Damian Wilson is going to be the strong. If that's what they're projecting as their lineup, I know that's going to be the starting lineup because nobody's taking Damian Wilson's spot. I think Anthony Hitchens will be that serviceable guy that you can fill in so many spots because he's played all 3 linebacker positions. So I think he'll be versatile. You always got Kyle Wilbur, who's just versatile. Not somebody who's going to tear it up, but somebody who's a body. We'll see if the kid Mark Novoski from Wyoming, if he can step up and be healthy. He has good size, 6'2", 240, good speed. So that would be my starting linebacker lineup if Jalen Smith is healthy. If Smith is not healthy, then I see Anthony Hitchens playing middle linebacker. They're going to keep Sean Lee at the weak side.
I was going to say, they're moving Lee back in the middle.
Lee is not going to go. He didn't play last year. Anthony Hitchens was our middle linebacker. Sean Lee played the weak side because he's better coming off and trailing because he makes more tackles that way. When he has to play in the middle, he has to take on too many blocks and he wears him down.
Right, going down up the gut so many times on blitzes.
Right, it wears him down. So he's
eating up holes.
So they keep Anthony Hitchens
it makes a lot of sense. Don't let him eat up the holes. Get him running in free space so he can get tackles. He's a machine. So I like it.
Yeah, so I that's what I think right there. How big is he? I don't know who you're asking. To me, Anthony Hitchens is 6 foot. Awuzie is 6 foot, about 205.
Yep.
So to me, that's a perfect safety size.
That's perfect. Strong safety.
Strong safety.
He's probably gonna put on a couple pounds. I
always
think that freshman 15, hopefully in the NFL. I mean, you're getting with some elite. A lot of these guys are coming from high end schools, but you're getting with the NFL, athletic trainers. You're getting top notch, and they want you to put weight on, and they're going to put you on. You're a millionaire now,
right?
Basically, most of these guys. You're going to be eating right. You're going to have somebody cooking for you where everything's healthy, and you're going to be in the best shape of your life, hopefully.
Well, let's hope.
So,
because some guys don't get it. I mean, you got to look at.
We'll see.
I was just reading about Devontae Parker. Remember, a receiver from Louisville that's playing for the Miami Dolphins now. They said he finally getting it together. Year 3, he said he wasn't eating right. He wasn't eating healthy. He wasn't being a professional. And basically, your play will slack off. If you don't eat right, like you're saying, if you don't train hard, you won't play in the NFL.
Right.
Facts.
You got to do it.
You're not going to make it. You will sit the bench. But like I said, that's why I believe we got rid of the old and came with the new, because now you're fresh. We can train your brains the way we want. We can get you in the theory that we want. Create your mind the way we want and build our team like we want. We want Cowboys. We don't want Dolphins. We don't want Browns. We don't want Chiefs and Chargers. We want Cowboys. Born and bred, drafted.
We drafted our guys. Look at them.
Our guys. That's what we want, and that's when we will be successful. We have Cowboy guys, and that's why we're good now, because we have Cowboy players. Look at our roster. It's Cowboys, and that's what I love about it.
Yeah, it's all homegrown.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Appreciate that, Michael. Appreciate the thank you for the love, for the insight. What's up, Jimmy? What's up, big dog? Memphis, Tennessee, 3-6 Mafia.
That's Memphis Jimmy. That sounds like a mafia name, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
you just sound
Memphis
like Mafia.
Jimmy.
Memphis Jimmy. Yeah,
That's my boy, Memphis Jimmy.
Yeah, so you know what I mean. Got another question. Do we got anybody out there? Who do you think is going to be the X factor on offense this year? A mixed match nightmare. Kobe J. What's up, big dog? I'm glad you came back again this week. Appreciate seeing you. Who do we think is going to be?
Where's Ryan Dye at?
The X factor is going to be my guy right here. But
The X Factor.
he's the X factor. But I really think this Ryan Switzer kid, I don't believe it's just hype. I believe this dude is a cowboy. Like, he was born to be with the Cowboys. I think he is really going to run with it. I think when he's not going to get kick returns. I think Darren McFadden might return kicks.
They got rid of the kid from
Canada. Yeah,
He gone.
we got rid of McDuffie. We don't need him.
He gone.
If he was our punt returner, kick returner, you already got in trouble. You're gone. I think when Switzer takes that first punt return, he's going to take one to the house.
Oh, yeah.
He's taking one to the house.
It might be first game.
It might be the first game, but he's taking one to the house this year.
He returns one in the first game.
He's going to be my X factor as far as our new weapon, but I think our X factor to me is Dez. I think Dez is huge. He's cocky. He's confident. I think he's listening to all this talk with Janoris Jenkins. He's listening to all this talk with Josh Norman. He's listening to all this talk. You're not a top 5 receiver
the Eagles ain't got
anymore.
nobody. We ain't worried about them.
I think Dez is taking this personal. If I'm telling you, this dude look cocky, and he's going to do his thing. Dez is going to be my X factor. Who do you think, JK?
Man, I like what Angel
Yes,
said.
he's going to eat.
I like what Angel said.
What's she say?
That freaky combination of Beasley and Switzer.
Yes.
That's going to happen. We talked about that last week. We said that. Can you imagine?
Right.
Can you imagine those two on the field at the same time?
Right.
I don't care if they're the same. You can't guard two of them. You can hardly guard one. You want to try to guard two of them. And worry about Dez. And worry about Zeke. And worry about a Terrence Williams. Or a Jason Witten or a Rico Gathers.
And, hey, you can throw a deep one to Bryce Butler here and there. We got weapons.
The Angel, I am with you. That's my X factor, is getting them two on the field at the same time. That's going to be huge.
Woo!
I'm excited for that. Those are goosebumps. I'm excited right now for that.
So when you see us go 4 wide and you got Zeke in the backfield and you got Dez and Terrence Williams on the outside,
you don't have enough corners. You don't have enough linebackers with speed.
Or even if we go 5 wide, you got Bryce Butler, Terrence Williams, Switzer, Beasley, Dez, and an empty back set. What? And Dak can still run. So if you cover all that, he can still scramble and run.
Just run. He can Hail Mary. Everybody's downfield. He'll just run for 12 yards every time.
Yeah, you got to watch out for us.
Because remember, when we drafted him, everybody said he's just a running back.
Right.
He's just a running back.
Yeah. So I feel you with that. I feel you with the 10 personnel. Now, Angel.
That's exactly what we're getting at.
That's what we've been talking about, that 10 personnel.
Right.
They aren't going to be able to guard it. Now, Teddy Bruschi said on ESPN, he makes sure Dallas don't get too cute with the offense, don't do too much. But you got to understand, we have weapons. We have weapons.
You want to know something?
You don't want to get cute, but you still want to be able to utilize the weapons that we have.
We're not going to get cute. We're going to get smart. Because what happened was last year, that offense, it wasn't dumbed down a ton, but it was washed down.
Right.
It was for a rookie to handle the offense.
Right.
Dak Prescott's not a rookie anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to, like I said, I've said it multiple times. They're going to open up the playbook this year. You're going to see more downfield throws from him. I think that's why Dez. I'm saying less yards, but less catches, but still a decent amount of yards. There might be some deep ones in there. Right. And you're going to see Switzer and Beasley taking some short ones long.
Right.
And we already know how proficient Dak is at short passes.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm so ready. 98 days, ladies and gentlemen, 98 days till football.
Yeah.
How about them Cowboys?
Michael's hit me up on my hat, man. I tried to match it with my jersey.
What's up with that?
I was gonna do the black on black, my straight black.
He just came
but
back from his tennis match.
Yeah, I was playing some tennis, but my son I think jacked me for my straight black. I had an all black one. If y'all seen, I had the last 2 shows. I had the all black one. But I think my son jacked me, so I'm gonna holler at him. I think he went to South Dakota or North Dakota, and I think he jacked my Cowboys hat. But guess what though? We got some fresh hats coming, and you're going to see this pretty gray one I got coming. It's going to be fierce. So I feel you about the hat game. My bad. I'll touch it up next week. So I apologize about that. At least I wear Cowboys. I don't wear Titleist like this dude.
I didn't say the name of it. I wear
I'm
blue.
just saying.
It's always the right colors, though. I know that.
You know what I'm saying? So we'll get the hat game together. My apologies.
I like
that
it.
one.
I like it too. I'm with the net. I like it.
I like it. I mean,
Looks good on
it ain't bad. You know what I'm saying? But I feel you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get it
casual.
right. It's casual.
You know,
It's casual. It's nothing wrong.
like I
It's
said,
okay.
like on the tennis court, you look fly.
I can play a little tennis too, so watch out for me. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, give me some more.
Yeah, let's hear some more. What do you guys
Give
got
me
out
some
there?
more questions out there.
Hit 'em
Yeah,
with it.
98. No, Trey. Now, Trey, you said something about Dez returning punts.
His very first ever against the Bears. Bears.
I wouldn't mind Dez like in a big game. I think the only time I would want to see Dez return a punt like a real big game, like if we're playing a big game, maybe Dez come back there. But he just worries me because
I'll
he
argue
keeps
against
fighting.
that.
Because he keeps fighting for extra yards and he
don't
always
wanna
hurting
see
his
that.
legs. So
I don't wanna see
kind of
that.
just don't want to see him. I hope Ryan Switzer just takes it and runs with it.
I want to see whoever our punt returner is returning punts all the time. I don't want to see Dez mixed in and trying to do too much, fumble the muff it. I don't want to see him. He fights for a lot of yards. You are right there, man. He tries to pull his leg out of everything.
Right. That's how he gets his injuries.
He's our star receiver, one of the top 5 in the league without a doubt. Let's keep him healthy, man. He's a receiver. He's not. Thank you for the punt returns in the past. Yes, he's capable of doing it, but let's have one guy back there doing it. One guy that is proficient.
Didn't
at
he
it,
break
one
his
guy's
leg
good.
on a punt return?
I think he was one of the times when he chipped his tibia or whatever because it was the same. He was pulling out of a tackle that got twisted. And I think he broke
Broke his
Shin.
ankle. Broke his ankle. So
broke
trying
his
to pull
foot.
it. Yeah.
Maybe his foot or
And he
something
broke
like
his
that.
foot out the other one trying to fight out of a
And
tackle.
then Cole Beasley, the reason he does the same thing, but he
Cole
always gets the
Beasley's
ball
scared.
stripped.
Cole Beasley's scared.
He'll run backwards 7
He's
yards.
scared.
And then get stripped.
He's scared.
But I love Beasley. Don't get me wrong. I'm not bashing him. On punt
I'm not
return,
bashing
punt
him
return,
either.
I just don't want him to return punts anymore.
I'm not bashing him either, but
I-
he's scared. Like, for real, he is.
I want to see the boy Switz back there.
I don't think he wants. Switzer already has the attitude, I'm fearless. He's already saying, you got 10, 11 guys ready to kill you. So I already know what's coming. So he has the fearlessness. He takes that on the chin. Like, he likes that. Whereas when you can see Beasley was always looked like he didn't want to catch the ball. Like, he was always going to fair catch it. Like, he really didn't want to
Right,
run.
that's all he was back
And when
there
he
to
gets
do.
hit, he fumbles it.
Right, and he muffed a lot of punts. He recovered a lot of them, but they were going through his hands.
Because he didn't want to return them.
Right, he's scared.
Yes.
And if you watch Switzer's highlights, there was one. I think he ended up scoring on it, but right through his hands, he's looking up a little bit early. So it's not saying this kid's perfect and doesn't have the chance to do that, but he's a rookie, and I really want to see it. And like I said, one person all year. If it's Switzer, let's stick with it. Let's have somebody that's practicing every practice, returning punts and seeing different angles coming out of the sky. Like one guy. Let's not mix it up. And like I said, it's a big game, and then like Dez is going to have that. I want to return it. So he's going to try to do the extra, and it just worries me. So I just one guy, please.
All right, well, let's ask this. I mean, everybody's saying
but
everybody's saying Lucky Whitehead is a foregone conclusion. He's just gone. How do you know he doesn't step his game up? How do you know? What if he returns? Okay, let me ask you, Cowboy fans, this. If y'all listening, what if we got Ryan Switzer, right? What if he comes in, muffs a couple punts? Lucky Whitehead comes in and is beasting it, taking him back 50, 60 yards, scores a couple touchdowns. Are you still getting rid of Lucky Whitehead?
When's he ever done that before?
I'm not saying. I'm talking about
why
what
is he
if
going to start doing that now?
I'm saying, what if he does?
No, that would be. I mean, that'd be legit.
Are you going to still cut him?
He's probably gonna be cut before then. If he gets cut, he won't have an opportunity to do that. I think once these we get down to 53-man roster, he probably gone.
But what if he's showing improving?
What if these other
We
guys?
wanted-
I
we
think these
wanted
other
him
guys
as a
are just
slot
flat out
receiver,
better.
too. We
I think
wanted
these other
him-
guys are just flat out better.
We wanted him as a slot receiver too. Has he really got opportunities? Have we really thrown a deep ball to him? When have you ever seen us throw a deep ball to Lucky Whitehead?
Is there a reason they haven't?
I'm just saying.
Why
did we get him?
To play a slot receiver and return punts. And he's returned punts
Because of his speed, though,
scary.
right?
Well, yeah.
But when have we ever tried to really throw it deep to him?
But
the only thing we've done with him is a jet
because
sweep.
he can't catch, maybe doesn't have good hands, so they just try to. That's why they always run little jet sweeps and use him as a decoy. I'm just saying, I don't think he has a job come week 1 in the NFL.
Okay.
And well, with the Cowboys, somebody will probably pick him up because I think his time, the writing's on the wall. That happened fourth round of the 2017 NFL draft. It said, "Lucky Whitehead, your time is here," and it was right there on that wall. I saw it.
We're gonna see. I think competition brings out the best in you. So I think
it does, but I think it's going to bring the best out in these other guys because I
we'll
think
see,
they're better.
You got to
than him.
remember,
I think they're better.
He
than him,
might be
period.
better than him, but he's still a rookie. And rookies, no matter how much confidence you have, you've never played a down in the NFL. And this is a grown man league. This isn't the ACC, Switzer, and I'm not dogging Switzer, but this isn't the ACC.
It's not.
These dudes are bigger, stronger, and faster than you ever seen in anything in the ACC.
I know.
So you might have that confidence, but you have not caught a pass for us. You have not caught a punt return for us. You have not done anything yet in the NFL. So it may look good,
I think
but we all got to see it.
I think he's a better athlete, right? I think he's going to end up. We'll see, but I think he's going to end up better. I don't think Lucky Whitehead's on the team.
We'll see. I definitely want to see.
Sorry, Katina, is that your boy? Lucky, your boy? She gurring at me.
Right? Yeah, Trey Winfield. Lucky Shoney hasn't grown up. We're going to see. You can't knock him. What's going on right now? I can say, yes, we had the heir apparent when we drafted him in the 4th round. But I also say competition can bring the best out of you, and he may step his game up. That's all I'm saying.
No, and that's
gonna
fine.
see.
It's
and
good.
they're both going to get ample opportunities to show what they can do.
I just think that he's going to help bring the best out of Cole Beasley and Ryan Switzer and everybody. You know what I mean? He's going to bring it out of them, and that's not a bad thing. I think he's a good player. I just think they're better athletes, even with Switzer not being on the field in the NFL yet.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the competition between Beasley and Switzer and Dez and Terry, it's going to help make them better, and I think it's going to show that they're better than Lucky Whitehead, and that's how he's going to lose his job. We found somebody better.
Okay. Well, hey, Angel says that we heard that he runs better routes. I can probably believe that because I think he was a good route runner at.
You have to be when you're 5'8".
Yes, at UNC, but Lucky's 5'8" too.
What? Yeah, but do you ever hear anything about him being a proficient route runner?
No.
So,
I never even knew of Lucky Whitehead before we got him.
Was he from South Florida or Central
Yeah,
Florida or
I'll
something?
be honest with you. I never heard of a Lucky Whitehead till we got him. Undrafted. I was intrigued by what he could do. But as I said, I was tired of, look, if we're going to get this guy, the same thing to me, Lucky Whitehead is like a Dunbar with us right now. Unless he steps up and shows improve with the ship is going to sail with Dunbar.
Is this his contract year this year?
I think this is his contract, and he was never guaranteed a lot of money.
Right, that's
anyway.
what I think they were going to keep him around, and then if he beats out somebody if he keeps a job, nobody's going to be mad at him. If anybody, maybe Bryce Butler, the writing's on the wall for him.
I mean,
maybe it's him that goes, and we keep Lucky, and we keep, but
no, that we're not getting rid of. We're not
really
getting rid of Bryce Butler.
I don't think so. Why else bring him back? You know what I mean? Like I said, Noah Brown going into tight end though still intrigued me. But
we still talking about hopefully bulking up Noah Brown and get him to tight end. I don't care what they do with him as long as we keep Noah Brown. Don't let him go anywhere.
Yep.
If they keep him at receiver, fine, groom him.
You think that Noah Brown ends up on the practice squad this year? You think he's maybe the one that we keep there, like at 400,000?
I hope so. But the thing with the practice squad is you still got to clear waivers. Like if they put you on the practice squad, I believe a lot of times they have to cut you first. You have to clear, and then they can put you on the practice squad. So I know a lot of times
they don't designate. As long as they haven't played, I think you can designate one player a year without having to clear waivers.
That's one. But I don't know if they're going to do that with Dan Skipper too, because I know they like him a lot. So one of those guys, you don't want them to clear waivers because they're going to get snatched up. Because I can see somebody, if you cut a Noah Brown right quick to clear waivers and you try to pick him back up, I can see a Noah Brown getting tooken. Or I can see a Dan Skipper getting
took. What happened with Darius Jackson.
So that's how quick we did with Darius Jackson. So guys look at us as far as what we bring to the tables as far as our players now, because we have good players. They're going to start plucking our players. When we're up with our contracts, people are going to go after our players now. That's why we don't want to get rid of them and keep re-signing those guys to Travis Frederick, Zach Martin. We're signing you guys because you guys are going to be with us. And
you ain't going nowhere.
You ain't going nowhere. And if you do, you're going to be like 35.
You're right.
And we're not going to really need you anymore.
We'll be done with you
anyway. We'll be done with you by that point. You feeling me? Y'all, who's killing you? Who's killing you?
Need you to explain yourself, Katina.
So
what you want to sit here and wait for? It's probably like a 10-second delay. We'll sit here. We'll just pause.
10-second delay, and that asks who will have the highest or lowest cap. Who has the highest cap number going into this year is Dez Bryant and Tyron Smith. Dez Bryant's cap number is $17 million this year. Tyron Smith's cap number is $17 million there.
The lowest, it probably long snapper.
Dan Bailey's making $4 million a year.
Right, like I said, long snapper. Maybe, but Laticor's probably making more than that. JP.
Yeah,
probably
Prescott is on. I
round,
believe he's only making
like
like 500.
400K,
No,
whatever.
he's making like 500,000. They're really super friendly. So our 2017 and 2018, our 2018 year cap wise is going to be great for us because we will have people to sign if we choose. We'll be able to sign our own. We won't have people with dead money or anything like that. All our contracts are friendly. Other guys we can renegotiate or get rid of you. So
you
right
don't work
now,
out, you're going
we're in
on.
a great position as far as the future. But to me, the future is now as far as getting a Super Bowl. That's the future now.
52 equals 6.
Yeah, so that's what I'm feeling like that. What about the young Lions' defensive potential? I mean,
We've talked about that, man. That's exciting.
it's super exciting.
Yeah.
Malik Collins is going to be phenomenal. Malik Collins is a dog. I love Malik Collins. I think he's going to be an animal at the 3 technique this year. You know what? I wasn't saying too much about Stephen Paya, but I think he's going to be a good one.
We always forget about him. I mean,
Stephen
he showed
Paya.
out with the Bears in his
Yes.
first and second stint. I mean, not necessarily showed out, but he's a big body. He's
He
serviceable.
wasn't bad with the Browns. Stephen Payas can be a good one technique for us. You got Thornton, who I think he'll be better year 2.
Benson Mayowa.
Benson Mayo is going to be good year 2 with us.
Taco Tuesdays.
Taco Tuesday is going to be good.
He's
Tapper,
going to be good.
he's a
David
great
Irving, we'll
unknown.
get him back week 5
David
at least.
Irving. I mean, people's
I mean,
hating on
Demontre
Tyrone
Moore,
Crawford.
you said that.
Demontre Moore. People hating on Tyrone Crawford.
did you hear all
but he's
those
still a
names?
body.
Did you hear all those names,
We got
though?
10. We got 10 guys along the defensive line. So I
Talk
love
about
our potential.
competition breeding success, man. Let's see somebody shine out of that group.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be hopefully the 2, 6, 7 towers. I want to see Irving and Taco just blow up, man. I think they have the potential. Everybody sleeps on Taco, man. I think he's going to be a really good defensive end.
Well, Stephen Paya was a monster, but right now, Angel, from what I've seen, it was that we have $16 million in dead money and we have free money next year. So I don't know if it's going to be dead money because I know they're probably going to allocate some of that money to Zach Martin because if they're doing anything like they did the last 2 years with Tyron Smith and then Travis Frederick, as far as the contract goes, they're going to sign him right before training camp. They extend that 5th year right before this the training camp, and then training camp they sign him. So I could see some of that money probably going to Zach Martin this year, and then the wait and see with Anthony Hitchens. He's probably not going to get a big deal from us, but he could get a contract friendly. I think they're going to see what DeMarcus Lawrence really brings to the table. If he gets a 10 or 12 sack year, I know they're going to pay him money. But I still don't think we're going to go out and get one of these big name players. We're going to stay homegrown Cowboys. How about them Cowboys?
How about them
Homegrown.
Cowboys?
It's nothing but Cowboys. It's homegrown.
Like you said, you might
Even
see
the
them
guys
fill
that
in a
we're
couple
getting in
spots,
from the
but-
free agency spot, they're coming from Dallas. They're coming from Texas.
Yeah.
I mean,
Texas
bred, Texas born. I mean, we're really on the cowboy mantra, and I don't see us bringing a lot of people in because I don't see where have you seen a lot of teams really winning when they bring in tons of free agents? They
No,
don't
just-
win. They usually have a disaster.
We keep going back to it, man. Just look at what that team in the Northeast up there is doing. I mean, they've drafted almost every single player that's come through their system. They've made a few trades here and there.
But they keep their own.
But they trade a lot of their own before they get too expensive, and they get rid of Chandler Jones, and he's a freaking stud. I mean, let's be honest. And they get rid of him so they don't have to overpay for him, and they just have somebody else plug and play. So it's because the players that they're plugging into the system have been there for 3 and 4 years. They know it, so they can just go right in and play.
Right.
That's the same thing we're trying to do. Offense,
Right.
defense. It's all molded off of that team over there that plays in Gillette Stadium.
That's where we're taking our mold. In Seattle too.
Because we're trying to take the molds from the rings that they just got, and we're trying to build our own off those. We want rings.
And
we want number 6 this year. 52 equals 6.
Look what they do. I mean, everybody thinks they're going to fall off the next year, and they don't.
Dude,
Like,
it's been
look
like
who they
12,
get-
13 years.
Look
man.
who they get
It's been
rid
ridiculous.
of. I mean, think of the players they have gotten rid of and still are winning Super. When they lost Richard Seymour, when they had
was like, wow, that was a
Willie,
mistake.
Willie
McGinnis.
McGinnis, Vince Wilfork, Ty Law.
Almost every DB that's come through there has left in a year or two.
left.
Akeem Talib was there for like
Aqib Talib. They just got rid of Chandler Jones.
Didn't they, who
The other
did just
kid-
trade Malcolm Butler to the Saints?
No, Malcolm Butler's still there.
Well, they traded somebody to the Saints.
No, they just got whatchamacallit from the Saints. Cooks.
And then after that,
I think
I'm
may have
pretty sure they traded
I think-
Butler.
No, Butler's still there.
They traded somebody.
They
I'm
traded
not a
somebody.
Patriots fan, so I don't know. I know they traded one of their corners back down there. It wasn't Logan Ryan or one of them, but they traded one of the corners down there.
The fact of the matter is that they lose great players. They
And
trade
that's what I'm
great
saying.
players.
And then you get kids out of Rutgers that come in. You know, a McCourty who comes in and lights it up. And that's what we're trying to do. Draft
Exactly.
smart players that are in our system for a year or two. Let's play. You're an athlete. All I need you to do is these 15 steps and these turns, and your area is covered.
And if we
These
think
10 guys got the rest of it. Just cover your spot.
And also, if we think you're wanting too much money, we're just going to trade you right now.
Yeah.
Like-
you're Jamie Collins? Bye.
Jamie Collins and Chandler Jones, dude.
That's what I'm saying. Chandler Jones is a stud.
He went over to Atlanta. He went over to Arizona. Was a monster. Jamie Collins is going to be nasty with Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? Those were studs, and they got rid of both of them, and they still won the Super Bowl. To me, that's amazing. And other teams are like, we ain't doing that. They would play scared ball and end up paying those guys because they're scared to get rid of them. The Patriots are like, if you want that money, we don't want you.
Yep. The one time you can really talk about they bring in receivers as free agents. That's about it. But even then, it's one and done. And it's like Randy Moss. So like it's like I was talking about where you can sign one of those big name free agents maybe for a year or two because the rest of your team is all central and core and homegrown.
Exactly.
And it's easy to develop one person into the team more so than 5.
Exactly. And when it's homegrown, it's better like that. Let me get a shout out. Katina says, give out a shout out to our boy Darrell. Yeah, we them boys. What's up, Darrell? Hope you tune in more. We love for the fans to come in and tune in so we can just be talking Cowboy football. As I said, we got some more things going on. We're trying to get out to training camp. I got my peoples out there in Texas. We're trying to get out there and do that. We'll for sure be out the Hall of Fame game. So I don't know if any of you Cowboy fans are going to the Hall of Fame game. Make sure you go. Silver and Blue Nation will be there. We're trying to link up. Like, we're trying to be the official fan page for the Cowboys and have all y'all out there. We don't just want to talk here and talk to y'all like this. We want y'all to go to the games. We see the games and just have a big Cowboy party because it's all about the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? Because we are trying to get this 6th Super Bowl. We're trying to get this championship, and we're trying to share all the love with you guys out there too. So make sure y'all try to tune in and do what we need to do. Who said McFadden to success? No, like I said, Corby J, what do you think we're going to do with Alfred Morris? I don't know if I know they really like Morris as far as what he brings to the table as far as his leadership, but I know McFadden is going to be the backup. They'll probably, if they keep him, it'll be the 3rd string, but he doesn't offer anything on special teams. I think that's the biggest thing. So I don't know if we keep him. They're really high on that kid Thomas. I don't really know if Alfred makes the team.
I think he gets cut, man.
I don't think
he's
he
just
makes the team.
Great guy, great teammate. And just unfortunately, I think the roster spot's gonna be taken by somebody younger, faster. Doesn't need as much time to get going.
Yeah, and like I said, McFadden, I mean, Morris needs carries. Morris is the type of running back that he needs carries. He's not the type of guy, like I saw how we were using him last year, and I wasn't excited about it because Zeke comes in. As soon as Zeke hits the ball, he's 100 miles. Like, he's going to break those tackles. He's going to hit that line quick. He's going to get those quick 5-6 yards. Morris needs time. He needs time to get up his speed, and he doesn't have that much to begin with. It seemed like he slowed our offense down when he came in the game. When we got McFadden back from injury, you could see it. I don't care what anybody says. McFadden was more of a pop to our offense than Morris. So that's why I don't think Morris may be on the team, especially if they like that kid from Temple, Thomas, and he's doing this thing. I don't know why you keep Morris. I just don't see why he would be on the team, because he can't play special teams as well. So if you can't really offer that, he was never a big blocker. He's not a big pass catcher. So what use does he have on the team besides leadership? We can have other players to do that. So I don't know if Morris makes the cut this year.
Yeah, I don't think he's on the team.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like I said, I think he's a good guy.
Yeah, good guy, but I don't know if he stays on the team. So what else, guys? Bring some more.
Sieber, it's definitely because he's an Arkansas guy.
Definitely Arkansas. You see, we got the kid Dan Skipper from
I'm
Arkansas.
surprised we didn't pick up Peyton Hillis yet, just to complete that trio.
I know that was. Now imagine if we had Peyton Hillis with all 3 of them. That would have just been crazy.
I thought it was going to happen.
Remember, he was on the Madden cover.
Yes, I really thought for a while. I'm not even joking. I really thought the Cowboys, whatever that was, 5, 6, 10 years ago, we're going to end up with Felix Jones, Peyton Hillis, and Darren McFadden. I really was worried about that for a couple months.
I wish
it wouldn't have been the worst thing in the world.
I wish Felix Jones would have actually did something with the Cowboys as well. So I mean, but if you, like I said, if you're looking at what the Cowboys are looking like this year, I think the theme to all of us are, if you're a Cowboys fan, is everybody is waiting to see the defense, because we finally got some exciting young players. I think everybody kind of knows what our offense is going to do. Everybody feels like we're going to explode. The only thing that stops our offense is injuries. You agree with that? I mean, who's going to really stop our offense?
I mean, there's defenses out there. There are elite defenses, but it's going to take one of those elite defenses. I mean, we're gonna have some trouble, like I said, probably with the Raiders. You know, the Chiefs' defense is pretty good. You know, the Packers' defense, I'm not so worried about. The Seahawks' defense, you know, the Broncos' D. We got some corners we got to deal with there. Some linebackers. You know what I mean? Like, it's.
But the good thing about what our offense is now, I think we have so many weapons that can counteract what you have. Like, if you have shutdown corners, we have a line and running game.
And we also have 5 wide that we can spread you out. You don't have 5 DBs as good as our 5 wide receivers.
Exactly. And what slot corners do you have to guard a Beasley and a Switzer?
Yeah, which linebacker? Which one of them you cover with a linebacker?
When we go into a double tight end,
spread you out. You're gonna have
Gathers.
You're gonna have no linebackers
on the same side. Who
no
are you
linebackers.
guarding?
We're gonna draw up the gut with Zeke, and all you guys DBs back there. He's gonna hurdle them all.
Exactly. So if you got Zeke
play
in the
action,
backfield,
then one time play action, you're done downfield to Dez.
What if you did a backfield
5 wide all day, baby?
You did. You're getting inside the 10-yard line. You do a double tight, but let's say you do a double tight with Rico Gathers and Jason Witten, having
That's a
Dez
wrap,
on the
dude.
same side, and then you have a Darren McFadden as the fullback because they played him at fullback, and have a Zeke as the running back.
Because
Who are
McFadden
you
can
guarding?
catch, man. Split him out.
Who are you guarding?
That's what you try to contain him. That's the old Carl route. You can't stop him. You just have to hope to contain him. You're gonna have to. I think you're gonna have to try to outscore the Cowboys this year. I think there's a lot of teams that think that no matter what, they're scoring points.
Right.
We're gonna have to score 20 points to beat their 17 because I think you don't guarantee 17 points a week from this team.
Yeah.
That's what it's gonna come down to.
And I think our offense, we averaged like over 20 a game last year, like 24, 25.
Yep.
I think we could be that 25, 26 explosion type offense. Like it's like kind of like
hard to score 4 touchdowns in an NFL game.
It is.
You watch them all. You know what I mean? It's hard.
But when you get that defense that can get you that ball back quicker,
Yep.
think about what's the biggest thing in the league right now? Field position.
Yeah.
I
Time of
mean,
possession, field position.
What have we lacked? We got the time of possession now.
Yep.
We
Field
have lacked
position game.
field position game with the
And
punt
that's because
return.
of the punt return game.
Punt
And
return game.
the new kickoff
kick
rules
return.
are a joke. I hate them, but
Right.
whatever.
But that's what the things that we've been lacking in. So we even try to address those areas as far as field position. Let's get the offense even a shorter field. We know we can take it down from the 20 and take it all the way down.
And
to
you
score.
know we can eat up 10
We
minutes.
can end up 10 minutes. It's been proven what we did last year, and that's not going to stop.
I want to see a lot more 3 and
Explosive
4 and
plays.
5 outs.
I want to see
and
those
some
explosive plays.
turnovers. But I think we're going to see some nice, they might get a first down, but then they go 3 and out right after that instead of long drives by the other team.
Yeah.
I think our defense has to be, we drafted for ball hawks, people to get disruptive plays and change the whole game. So that's what they need to do.
Think about it. What kills the offense more? When we score a touchdown and then our defense gets you either on a 3 and out or gets a quick turnover or a big sack, we get the ball back and we score again. Now, remember why we were the number 1 rushing team in the league against 83.5 because the defense was never on the field.
Right.
So if we're always getting you right back off the field and they're scoring, you can't run the ball anymore.
then
You have to throw.
And then you are on the field and you're throwing the ball.
Now
and
interceptions.
Now watch out for those ball hawks. Oh, yeah.
So it all plays in hand to hand. So when you're drafting, you have to draft like offensively we want to do this. Defensively, we want to get the ball because when we get the ball back on offense, we're going to score on you, and you cannot stop that.
It's dangerous, man. Pick
Dangerous.
your poison. Pick your poison.
We got Alan. Yeah, Alan. I'm glad you're here, Alan, because you are
What's up,
a
Alan?
Raiders fan, and basically our next show, what we do with the Sports Fanatics, is a lot of Raider fans, and they be jumping on there hating too. But I like Alan on here because I like the Raiders. Raiders going to be a good team. Actually, I think that's the game of the year for us. I called that last week. I think that's our game of the year is against the Raiders. If you don't get excited about, if everybody is healthy, when both of these teams play each other, you got the Raiders with Derek Carr, Khalil Mack, Cooper, Crabtree, Marshawn Lynch.
Latavius Murray, too?
No, he's with the Vikings.
With the Vikings.
They
That's a
got
good pickup,
Darion
man.
Conley, your guy. They got Obi now back in the secondary.
They got Crabtree.
They got
Cooper.
Crabtree, Cooper, all those
Who's their
guys.
tight end? They have like
I don't know.
Reed or something.
They had
picked up
somebody
someone
good.
else.
They got somebody good.
They picked up a nice little tight end.
Wolford.
Wolford?
Wolford? Yeah, Wolford. Yeah, Wolford. He's a nice sized tight end as well. So Rivera.
I think they got
a
somebody
good
in this
offensive
offseason
line
like that.
too.
Yes, they do.
They got.
Good
I think
offensive.
they got a really good offensive line. So Raiders fan, I love that you are in here. So it's going to be a game when we play. I don't know. I think like I said, it's going to be that 35-38 type of game. But guess what? How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys?
We're going to
You
be
gotta
on
outscore
top.
us.
We're going to be on top. We're going to beat you with a Dan Bailey field goal, Raiders fans. 38-35. Cowboys win. Is it in Oakland? Please let it be in Oakland.
Probably.
If it's
I think
in
it is.
Oakland, it's even better. Dan Bailey kicks a 47-yarder to end the game. How about them Cowboys? We're sending Raiders home crying, and Raider Nation goes down, and it's all Silver and Blue Nation right here. Woo woo! You like that?
How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys on that? So
See that question? It's one I only want to answer
what's that?
from comedian Cuz.
What do you say?
Randy G a letdown. How do y'all feel? I mean,
Yeah, it's a letdown. I mean, it's a
that's-
true letdown.
He's just trying to poke your buttons, right? He's just trying to get a rise out of you.
I mean,
He knows. He knows how you feel.
I know. I don't even want to talk about Randy Gregory anymore because
Yeah,
he's not even playing for us.
I just didn't want to ignore his question, but I was about to just be
I
like,
feel you. I don't even want. By this point right now, Randy Gregory.
Yeah,
I had so many high hopes for him. He was the guy I thought that could do it. He basically can't keep his mind right. I don't want to hear about it. He's got depression issues. I got depression issues too.
a waste
We
of
all got
potential,
depression
man.
issues. You play in the NFL. If I'm playing in the NFL, I don't care what nobody says because I've done it with work. If I'm playing in the NFL and they're saying you can't do this or you're not going to play, I'm sorry. I love the NFL a lot more than that.
Right.
I will go through my pains. I will go through my drama, but I'm playing in the NFL. I'm not losing that. I'm sorry. That's just me. I'm not losing the NFL. It means too much to me, and maybe it didn't mean that much to him. So I don't know if
that's,
he's a
that's
lost
what
cause or
happens to a
not.
lot of those athletes, and that are the best player in their high school, the best player in their state, the best player in their college.
Right.
It's hard to come somewhere like, yeah, you're the best player, in the MAC, but like, dude, there's player of the years on every line, every team, every receiver. Like, this is the NFL. Everybody was the best of the best of the best. I mean, his Top Gun.
I just
You know,
don't want
everybody came to this flight school to be the best. You're not. You got to do something.
This is a privilege. It's not
Yeah.
a right. Like there's not a lot of people that play in the NFL, and not a lot of players make it. And there's a lot of other people who be screaming to have your position that bleed this with the workouts and the training.
How many opportunities are there? I mean, there's only one starting right defensive end for the Dallas Cowboys.
Right.
There's one person that gets that job at a time.
Right.
You had that opportunity, gifted.
He was penciled in
man,
as
and
our starter.
as a letdown. Yeah, he's
So
a big
he's a
one.
major
He's a
letdown,
major
especially
letdown. He's
when we
wearing
got-
that 94. He's a letdown.
Yeah, we gave you
That's-
94. We picked you in the second round, even after a failed drug test at the combine. Yes, you're a letdown. So
Yep.
let's not talk about Gregory anymore because, like
Silver
I
Blue
said,
Nation.
he's not playing
Facebook,
with us.
YouTube.
Silver and Blue Nation all day. How about them Cowboys? How about them Cowboys all day? But
What cartoons is he talking about?
I don't know. Comedian Cuz, I agree with you.
Yeah, there's a bet. He said if the Raiders win, you got to watch whatever cartoon your kid likes for 10 hours straight.
Woo!
So you had 10 hours straight of SpongeBob or something?
I ain't gotta worry
His
about that.
brain
My
would melt.
kids are grown, so I don't gotta jump on that bet. My kids are grown, so they ain't watching cartoons. Now, if you got little ones, y'all jump on that bet. I'm not watching no cartoons.
He said, ain't watching no cartoons.
I watch them already at the crib right now. I watch cartoons all day, so I ain't even.
South Park's not a cartoon.
Yeah, I'm not
No,
even
just
doing
kidding.
that. But comedian Cuz, do I think Dak should run more? I think he does. I think he should. I think it should be appropriate though.
Yeah, I like the way he runs the ball.
Right.
I've talked about that, I think, last week, where he doesn't just tuck the ball and run at the first sight. And I think that was one of the knocks on Kaepernick was he would just tuck the ball and run.
Yeah,
a lot of times.
Kaepernick's running.
And, I mean, this was his third. I mean, he was, as a rookie, first look, second look, checking down to the running back. He's not there.
Tight
Tuck
end.
and run. I mean, he's hitting 3 and 4 or 5 reads before he's running. And when he runs, he is like a running back with the ball. He's big and he's good at running the ball. I mean, that's like I said, when he got drafted, everybody said, "Oh, he's just a running back. He's just a running back. He's not going to be that good. He's just a running back."
Right.
When he runs the ball, it's nice, but I don't want to see him running the ball a bunch because that means something's breaking down. And that means the receivers aren't getting open, and all that 5 wide junk we're talking about, Switzer and Beasley,
It's not working.
It means it's not working.
Right.
So hopefully, no, he's not running a bunch more. But when he does run, he does do it at the right time, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, so I agree with you on that. I like to see him, I guess, maybe get maybe some more scrambles. I like when he just brings that element to the team. I think he's smart about it. When he does run, he slides good. So I think that's why I have more confidence with him scrambling because I feel like he knows I cannot get hurt. I cannot do this. Like at Mississippi
he can
State,
hurt most defensive
No, I'm
linemen.
just saying Mississippi State. Maybe he was a little more reckless, abandoned with it.
I think
he came in the NFL. He wanted to prove that I'm a quarterback and I'm not going to run a lot.
And when he was at Mississippi State, I mean, you got to think who was the Heisman winner about 2 years before that? Johnny Manziel. So you're coming out of the SEC. You're getting a lot of the similar coaching. That's what they wanted. They wanted Johnny Manziel. That's why they're running those same plays, the zone read, and he's
Right.
they designed those plays for him to run the ball because he is basically a running back.
Right.
Oh, by the way, I can throw the ball 65% clip.
68.
68.
68%.
Excuse me. I'm sorry, Dak. I did not mean to.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to do that, man.
68.
68%
completion
as a rookie.
As a rookie.
So
that's unheard of.
I can't wait to see him this year, and hopefully he's not running a lot. But I'm excited.
We're definitely gonna see. Shout out to my guy Dino. He said he's about to bang out for a wedding. Salutes to you. Appreciate you tuning in every week. And we talking about he's in Columbus, so we all definitely gonna have to hook up.
Be
some
safe
beers
out there
at the
Uber,
bar.
ride
And
home.
have some
Be safe. Don't be
Silver and
Nolan
Blue.
Carroll or Tiger Woods.
Yeah, no Nolan Carroll. You know what I'm saying?
Have you seen any funny photos of you?
I totally agree. And I'm listening to Angel. I definitely like it, what you were saying. I agree. I think his pocket presence, we were looking at the OTAs. I was looking at the OTAs specifically. And when you're watching him now, he just looks confident in that pocket. It just looks like he knows that this is my team. This is my squad. I'm running it the way I want. And you can tell with the way he's looking off the receivers. He's looking down the field. His passes are sharp now. I'm not saying he having a great practice every week. I don't think he's like the great practice player. I think he's like a gamer.
He's out there to loosen up and get rapport and stuff like that. And the only thing I don't agree with I don't think he'll be that much more cerebral with his running because I think he's already elite with it. He already makes very good decisions with it as a rookie. So I see him getting a little better, but that's not something he has to improve on to me.
Right.
It's pocket presence, footwork. I mean, the kid's got all the talent, all the skills, all the tools that you want to see out of a young kid. I really think he's going to put most of it, if not all of it, together this year. You're going to see, like I said, a lot more into the playbook.
He might, I said, he may have more interceptions this year, but he's going to be so much more dynamic.
He's going to be throwing the ball farther than 10 yards down the field more often, and people called for that last year, and that was a not. He only completed 70-yard pass. He didn't need to. That's all he was asked to do as a rookie.
Right.
Yep. So you're going to see more out of him, and I don't think he's going to be running the ball that much because, like I said, I think passes are getting out quick, sharp, where they need to go. Zeke's getting the ball 20 times a game. Hand it to him.
He doesn't need.
You know what I mean?
Look, here's the thing with Dak. The same thing they did with Romo when we built our team for Romo. When we had him, is to get a great offensive line, a great running game, a very good receiving core, and where you don't have to win the game. Now, can Dak win games? Yes. Could Romo win games? Yes. But why put it all on your shoulders to do it? Let's make this so much easier for you that you don't have to do that every time. So that's why when you're talking about Zeke getting 25 carries, I don't mind Dak only throwing 25 passes as long as you're 19 of 25 for 280 yards and 2 touchdowns and no picks.
Yep.
That's a hell of a game.
Yep.
And you get Zeke getting 25 carries, 130 yards rushing. That's what we want to see.
Guess what? There's a good thing and a bad thing about throwing the ball deep a lot. One, you either don't complete the pass and then the clock stops. You know what I mean? You're not eating up any clock at all. Or you do complete it and you score and you didn't waste that much clock.
Right. What's up, Anthony? I didn't mean to cut you off, big dog.
No, but
Angel said cerebral as a quarterback, Goofy, not as a running back. I like that, Angel. Way to come back there. See, that's why we have the Q&A.
That's why it's live.
It's live.
We can talk about it.
We
Yeah,
can talk about
it. I hope he gets more. I hope he gets better at his
Come
reads
on, he
as
gave you a
quarterback.
come on, man.
Yeah, hey. Man, put some commas in your grammar there. I mean, let's break up the sentence. That was a run-on sentence.
He said it was a run-on sentence, Angel. So you got to come with the come on, man. So,
come on, man.
He gave it a come on.
No,
man.
I do hope he gets more cerebral as a quarterback with his reads and everything. I agree. In that Pittsburgh game, he probably could have ran on that play, but I like that he holds on the ball and tries to make the throws.
Right.
I like him.
Yeah. And I see what you're saying. He did have a few games, I think even in the Minnesota game, when you mentioned the Pittsburgh game, Angel, where he got hit from behind and he fumbled. That happened in the Minnesota game, too, where he got stripped, where he didn't have the presence.
His exact quote was more cerebral about running. But okay. All right, never mind. All right.
But, I definitely think he'll have that better pocket presence where he'll be able to feel that rush and won't get it, because I think he had like 3 or maybe 4 stripped fumbles from behind. Where he didn't see the guy coming. I know he had Minnesota. I know he had Pittsburgh. I think somebody else hit him. I think San Francisco. I don't know if that game for sure. Somebody hit him from behind where he may have fumbled as well. But I know that's something that
it's bound to happen.
It's bound to happen. But you gotta just work on that on every day.
Yeah.
Anthony, yes. What's up, big dog? Glad to see you in here. How do we feel about the touchdown celebrations? Super glad it's back. I'm super glad because I can't wait to see what we're going to have as far as celebration. My celebration to me for the touchdown is the dunk. I play basketball. I love when those guys, Jimmy Graham, when he used to jump up there and grab the goalpost, 2-hand hard dunks. That's what I want to see from Rico Gathers. And if you haven't watched him already, he's been doing plenty dunking on that goalpost, and I think that's going to be his celebration. So watch for the Rico Gathers. If he catches one on the fly in the middle and he just catches it, I see him just coming in doing the He did
Just
it in
continue running
practice.
the-
That's the one I see. That's where I see him coming. Yeah.
No, Angel, I don't think he's going to throw like 17 times more a game. He's just going to be throwing downfield more. He's going to be throwing different routes. So they're going to open up the playbook for him. So it's going to be probably the same number of throws, maybe like 5 more a game or something, if that. But they're going to be way different routes. You're going to see a lot more advanced routes from them. You're going to see a lot more deep balls. But Zeke's going to run this all. It's going to go through Zeke. Don't get
it's
it wrong.
going
Like
through Zeke.
it's just they're going to give Dak more
They're just
responsibilities
more
because
responsibility.
they want him to be more cerebral as a quarterback too. They want him to be smarter. They want him to be able to look at those second and third reads down the field.
Right.
Because we've talked about he's missed a couple. We saw him last year.
Yeah,
He
we
missed some
have saw
downfield
that.
reads.
We've seen.
He's not perfect. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But
There have been on the all 22 films. I've seen.
I don't
a
think
few
they're going to
plays.
start throwing the ball 50 times a game by any stretch.
No.
Like I don't want you to get that impression from this.
I mean, and even when with the times that he really did throw it a lot, it didn't look like. I mean, we didn't play good in those games. I mean, we lost the game against the Giants when he threw 40 passes, I believe, in that game. Well, that first game against the Giants, he threw a lot of passes. So the formula for us is always going to be run the ball 50-50.
With
20 to 25
line,
carries
yes.
with Zeke, 25, maybe 30 passes with Dak, and that's good for us. And that's the winning formula.
Right there,
That's the
like
winning formula.
25, and then you get your backup running back some handoffs in there, maybe 5 to 10 a game, and there you go.
Well, hey, if Zachary Ryan, if dunking post is still illegal, I don't care. I say we still do it. I like to see a dunk on the goalpost. So if we're winning by like 2 touchdowns,
do it. It's
3
worth
touchdowns, do it. I'm telling you, do it, even if it's illegal. So thanks for letting me remember that. But, yeah, I definitely like that. Do I think Dez is going to open up that route tree? I hope so.
He
because
better.
the Jackrabbit is going to be on
Jackrabbit
game
knows
1.
this. He
And
better
you
get
know,
a
he
new
said
route.
he knows your routes. So
If he doesn't
hopefully
open it
Dez
up-
took that personal and got his route tree together.
Yeah, if he doesn't get the route tree together, at least run the routes you run better.
Well, Trey Wingfield asked a
Good-
question.
good question, Trey.
Was Dez going to open that route tree? Like I said, I hope he took that personal and didn't say, "Oh, well, I'm just better than you." No, if this dude is bringing game film and game tape, and he tweeted you and said, "People get mad when the game, but the game tape don't lie." He said, "People get mad, but the tape don't lie."
Right, and
and that's the truth. If he's calling your routes out, then
what
you
we
need to
said
get
was-
better.
That's the difference between him and what Josh Norman.
Yeah, Josh Norman just said you suck.
Josh Norman just talking to talk.
Yeah, he's just
flapping
saying
his gums.
you're a guy, but
It's like you said, you can be up here and just talk, or you can bring stats.
right.
George Jenkins brought stats, and he said, "This is what you're doing. This is how I'm stopping it." And it's like, you're not wrong.
Right.
So, how do you stop it?
Right.
Go out there and run some better routes.
Janoris-
he knows you're running 3 routes.
when he
Run them
said
better
those-
than anybody else
when
ever
he
had.
said those routes, I totally agreed with him.
Oh,
when
yeah.
he said that.
No,
I
that's
love
like,
Dez
ooh.
is my favorite player. But when he said that, it was like, yeah, Dez, you got to step up and get that route tree better because Janoris Jenkins is a top corner. He's not a weak corner. He's a top corner in the league. And if he's telling you and if he's looking like, I know your stuff, and you come with something different, that's going to give him more respect when he plays you the next go around. But even Janoris Jenkins said, look, I wasn't hating on him. It's all
No, he was
love.
throwing facts out.
He's got mad respect for Dez Bryant. Now I think there's a love loss with the Norman thing with Dez, but I don't see the love loss with
like I said,
Janoris Jenkins
Josh
and
Norman
Dez.
just-
I think they got a healthy respect for each
Josh
other.
Norman just didn't have his name out there. He needed to flap his gums so he can get hurt.
Yeah.
That was it. Janoris Jenkins, somebody asked him a question.
And he said, "This
answered
is
it,
what
and
it
he
is."
said, "This is what it is." And that was one of the that's one of the best responses
If you
I've ever
watched,
heard from
if you
somebody
watched
because
him,
it was so
if you
accurate.
watched him in the game, he sat on his routes. He sat on his routes.
Right, and he shut him down.
Yes.
That's why he said, and Josh Norman didn't shut Dez down.
No, he
So
didn't.
that's why, go ahead and flap your gun. Nobody's heard from you in a while. Keep talking. We get it. Do something. When you're when you do something like Janoris Jenkins did, which would shut him down, one catch or whatever it was, and then
In
you're
a
going to go out
big
there and say,
game.
look, this is what happened.
And
I know
then
he
you
ran,
forced a fumble.
I know he runs these 3 routes, and he doesn't do them very well. It's this one, that one. I mean, he called you out. All he's telling you, run better routes. I can't stop him.
That's what he basically said. I
I
can't
don't-
stop you if you run better routes.
That's it.
So that's
That's
just
it.
letting you know. But we about to end it up. It's 3:20. We
I
about
want
to.
to. Tina said, "Shout out her dude Anthony here, Donaldson, I believe.
Oh,
Girls
yo,
had a baby.
Yes.
Got her
Shout
name's
out to
Dallas.
Anthony. You was in the ER. You just had a baby. Appreciate
Dallas. And he says on the itinerary that him and Dallas can tune into the show every week.
that. Oh, I love it.
So
I
that's
love
2
it.
new viewers
so
this week.
big shout outs to Mr. Anthony Donaldson.
Congratulations on the little.
I hope everything is good with her in the ER. I don't know.
Hope
if he
you don't
said
like sleep.
I don't know if he said a baby. I think.
He had a baby girl.
Did he say he had a baby girl?
Yeah.
You sure? Okay, well, if you did have
Well,
that,
Katina said congratulations to her homie Anthony. So if that's not the same Anthony, sorry if you're sorry about your girl being in the ER, but
definitely
congratulations on a new family member.
Number one, definitely hope she's good. We appreciate you tuning in.
Hope baby
if you
and mom
didn't
are happy.
see us live, play it again. We're going to be on again in an hour at Sports Fanatics.
Go
so
to YouTube, check this one out again.
type in Sports Fanatics.
Yep, check that
you'll
one
be able to
out.
see us on there for an hour
With an
the X on there.
Fanatics
Sports
with an X.
Fanatics with the X.
Raider Rob.
And there's a lot of Raider Nation guys on there, so I'm
Yeah,
sure
we
they'll
need
be
some
jumping on there.
Cowboy support on there.
We need some Cowboy support because they Raider Nation on
Yeah,
there. So
they all trying to talk that boo boo.
yeah, they're trying to talk all that trash. And then if you missed us in the
then-
first
and
two
then-
shows, if you missed us on the first two shows, you can catch us on the nightcap tonight on EB Sports around possibly about 6:30. Check us out on the nightcap.
What do you know about Silver Blue Nation?
Silver
all
and
day
Blue Nation.
Sundays.
All
You got
day.
8 hours worth of shows. If y'all ain't checking us out,
Check us out. We're
Killing
trying to
it.
do big things. Like I said,
it.
check us out with the blogging. We're gonna have some more
still haven't
Cowboys
seen Ryan
weeklies.
Die yet. Where you at, Ryan Die?
He may have to work.
He'll watch it
Missed
later.
a few people today.
He's gonna watch it later. He'll hear the shout out.
It's all good.
Ryan
It's all
Die.
good.
I know you're watching eventually.
Good deal.
Give
So
us the thumbs up when you watch.
yeah, check us out.
Invite
We,
some friends so we can get to 10K.
we got things going on, y'all. We're trying to make it good for the fans. Keep liking the page. We appreciate all the likes with the page. We're trying to keep it fresh and hot and on point at all times. We're gonna keep the top Cowboy news. We're trying to be the unofficial fan.
This is about to be it. The unofficial Cowboys fan club. We're trying to do it. Unofficial, not affiliated
not the official,
yet.
the unofficial,
Unofficial
unofficial.
for the fans.
So check us out.
We're the fans fan club.
We're the fans. So
Tell your friends. Let's go. We'll get T-shirts out there. Maybe somebody can win something one day when we get to 10K. Let's run a little giveaway or something.
Yes.
We'll do one of those. No, let's not do one of those annoying comment like share things. Let's not do that. Let's just get there. Tell your friends. Get them there, and then maybe we'll do a giveaway or something.
Yeah, we'd like to have a nice little giveaway. We ain't
Nice
giving out
little giveaway.
cars, but we might.
Yeah,
give
who
away a
knows?
little something.
Who knows? That might be next week. We might be doing something different next week. You never know. Might have a
Might.
car to give away.
Might see.
That's
might
just. I'm
see.
just kidding. We don't.
Hey, we appreciate.
It might
the-
be a hat.
We appreciate the love, Katina. Appreciate it, Michael. Everybody who tuned in, our regular people who tuned in. We
Yeah, Michael,
appreciate
thanks,
all of
and
y'all.
Ned.
We love all y'all.
Katina.
Ned, Katina, Sieber.
It's a Silver Blue Nation.
Trey, Dino,
Dustin.
Dustin.
I saw Danielle. I saw my mom in there. What's up, Mom?
Kobe J, who just came back in
Corby
for last.
J.
Kobe J came back in last week. Michael, who jumped in, we appreciate y'all. Like I said, we about to jump off, so if we can't answer your question, Larry, I'll get to that right. Check us out because we about to head off, Larry. But who else is looking out? Des Bryant's looking like a beast. You feel me? So
Switzer's out there beasting.
He's out there beasting. Switzer's out beasting. Check us out in the hour. Sports Fanatics, still Cowboy Nation, Silver Blue Nation. Check us out on the late night. We're gonna be going hard. Blogs, whatever. Silver Blue Nation. Big Game James.
JK all day.
Producer G. We signing out. Check us out in the hour, yo.
How about them Cowboys?
How about them?
Or you hate them, but you will tune in and turn in to see what people are saying about them. That's why they call America's team.
And it is a reminder, I've been here when it was glory hole days, and I've been here when it wasn't. And so having said that, I want me some glory hole.
To announce the Dallas Cowboys selection, please welcome the University of Tulsa wide receiver Drew Pearson.